Bleh. I haven't done one of these this quickly. I'm like dipping right into it. Oh, actually, that reminds me. I need to also action queue enabled. I need to somehow like. Thank you for the thingy-majiggy. All right, so that's running right now. Damn it! How do I stop this? How do I stop the thingy-madoobs? Oh, I know. I'll just close it and open it again. Close streamer bot, and I'm opening it up again. Thank you for the follow, JCat. Hopefully you can hear this cool ass Sonic music. Alright, oh, that reminds me, I need to double check if different timed actions are turned on. No, they are not. Alright, so enable. I don't have the multi-stream. Awesome, cool. Follow. What? No, I've just been unless what? You're the first viewer to stream has been number 1 12 times. Wait, do you have to follow me again or something? Is that what's happening? Also, who in the world is Sweet Boba Tea? You followed me like earlier to. Oh, I know this person. They were in the They were saying thingamajiggies in my Twitch. Yeah. Sorry, now I'm confused. Man, maybe it was a bad idea starting the stream so soon. But yeah, I thought, because, one, this game got released, like, 4 hours ago or something like that. And in that, what's it, brain, think straight, please. So, it got released, and there was like Trans Visibility Day, and I didn't do anything for it. It needs to go down, and your mic needs to go up. Alright, one moment. Filters. Compressing based on audio ducking. So it's doing it at like 3.5. So maybe I need to attack it more? Make it more like a 5. And then it's, you know, the thingamajiggy threshold is when it's -31. That should be enough. But actually in options, let's go for like halfway. Would that work? Halfway? Boom. Bum 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 bum. Man, I'm always having to do like these thingamajiggies. Alright, text animations, credits, copyright. 2014. The SIL open font license. A lot of fonts. This is better? Excellent. Excellent to hear. Thank you for like dropping in, JCat. I kind of appreciate it, because I'm gonna be real. I didn't know if I was gonna successfully, you know, share this, because, you know, I'm supposed to. It almost sounds like you're competing with the music. Ah, that's just because I'm a shouty sort of volume is all. Unless, did it not? So that, like, gets rid of it entirely. And then that does a little bit. But I don't want, like, the music completely gone. Because I already... game capture's at -4. I need it at, like, -5? Yeah, -5 is where we want it. I think maybe it's just because the music is normally loud in mystery games, I feel. So, also, has my thingy-majiggy done the thing? No, it has not done the thing. Cookie for Jason! Excuse me. Cookie for Jason. Oh, Cookie's gone. All right, Jason's already grabbed it. Hi! I'm fiddling with things, because I also haven't fixed my, the Dinobot thing. Hello! Because Dino still is not doing the thing I want, which is, you know, alerting, like, basically once I start streaming and such like that. Because I've already been streaming for, like, 5 minutes. Still no alerts going off on my Twitch channel. I need to, like, do an entirely different one. I think I need to go with, like, an entirely different bot from now on. Because it is obviously not alerting when it should. I might need to go with a different one, which looks to be Stream Cord. BRB, ad, not to worry. Also, why is it not alerting peeps to the ad? Hang on. It should. Oh, hang on. Actions. Twitch ad message. Enable. There we go. Subscribers, subscribe, stream, start, enabled. Okay, so all that should be good. You've downloaded said game as well? Excellent. I imagine a lot of people would download this game ahead of time. Just because, everyone, like, on my Twitter at least, they've seen that it's a game that's for free, and plus there's like this funny ass meme. Hang on a second, let me get the image. I'm pretty sure I saved the image. Here it is. Oh damn, that's a big image. Let me just shrink that down. There we go, and then shrink it even further. There we go. He's dead. And I love how out of all the fucking, hang on a second, can I reset the thingy-majiggy? Where's the reset transform? Transform, reset, there we go, and now I shrink this down. Like, they put him as the fucking Yamcha dead pose, or, like, it's either Yamcha or Peter Griffin, and he's just dead, and it looks so silly. I thought this was an early April Fool's game. I thought so as well, and then they released it for free and such like that, and I'm gonna be real, like, one, it's April Fool's Day. I wanted to play this game, hence why we're doing it, like, you know, like 6 hours ahead of schedule. That's why we're doing it 6 hours ahead of schedule, because normally I'd do like an MMO night tonight, but I decide not to. Well, I'm still gonna do MMO night, but I'm also doing this ahead of time. I don't know how quickly I will be able to, you know, actually get through this particular game. Maybe I'll get it done in like the span of like 2 hours. Maybe it'll take all night. Who knows? I don't. I haven't played this game before. I am taking a great amount of risk trying to figure out whether it's, you know, gonna work or not. Also, I'm gonna fix some things. I need to invite the robot because I'm fixing up the streamer thingamadoog. Yep, added into the thing on the thingy, yep. And then I need to go into my server, and I'm gonna turn off the Twitch feature on Dino, because Dino is, like, it's always, like, far behind is my personal annoyance. Sticky notes? Because, yeah, it's just annoying. Alright, add that in there. And then remove all of these, so then that way the Twitch, because there's no way to enable or disable the Twitch module annoyingly enough. I just have to like remove all the different modules. So there's that. Is the stream record invited? No, it is not. Dun 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 dun. Bestest boy! Have a great rest of the stream, and everyone else enjoy it. Thank you for the 69 bits, but you didn't have to hit me. Alright, hang on. So, did it get added, the streamer bot? Hang on. Twitch, online, Dino. Oh yeah, I should probably change Dino into a moderator so they can post. And Ow.
Vistespoyox paid me to say get it more than tilde.
Get hit more. Thank you. Alright, did streamer thingy get in? Come on. Where is it? Dino, Jason, code. Where are all the things? All the small things. Chubby. Say it ain't so, I do not know. Turn the lights off, carry me home. Sorry, I was supposed to get immediately started into this thing, but instead, I feel like I am faffing about trying to get something on my Discord working instead, which may not be the right thing to do, but it's something that is stuck in me. Discord, stream cord. Yep, no, that's fine. Add role, moderator, add. So save changes. So it should be there. Stream record. Visit the dashboard. There we go. Then we're visiting the stream cord bot is not in the server. It should be in the server. Why are you saying it's not in the server? Stream record added April 1st. This better not be one of those cases where stream record technically doesn't work anymore. Hang on. Help. Sending commands of stream record. The application did not respond. One moment, please. So yeah, Thrombot is a moderator. Stream record is a moderator as well. View details of the specified user. User GrantZeebs. Sending commands. Did not respond. Why are bots not responding? Alright, fuck it. I am... Dink, dun 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 dun. GrantZeebs is streaming... what's it called? The murder. Excuse me while I just manually type in this, like, announcement rather than, you know, trying to get a bot working, because none of them are working. And then... Twitch. Yes, send now. I don't care that I'm sending it to like 100 and so people. For whatever reason, stream record, Throne, and all them do not want to play nice. But that's okay. I sent the message. 116 people should possibly be aware of the fact that I am now streaming right now. And hopefully they'll drop in, you know, with no pre-recording or anything like that. Hi there! First after the Discord ping? Good for you! Cookie for bestest boy again! For some reason, the streaming, like, Discord bots, none of them are working. It makes no sense. I don't know why. I've already added it to Discord, and for some reason, it's not popping up on my dashboard. Hi there, Night Sky. Welcome to the stream. And for some reason, it keeps saying the streamer bot is not in the server. It is in the server, but it's not. Any whoosies. I am just gonna have to leave...
Did you see it?
I did not see it. I am just gonna have to leave the Discord and the Telegrams and the Twitters alone because none of that is working. And maybe someone from Twitch will, like, see these kinds of things and then hop in later on. Any whoosies. Phew! Made it on the train, 15 minutes ahead of schedule. So far, so good for my first day on the job. Oh, I totally forgot. My name tag isn't ready yet. I should have one. I'll just sign my name here. Grant. That's my name. Grant. Did I spell that right? Yes. Hope passengers can read my scribble. Yay, and it says my name now. It says Grant. So yeah. While I'm going through this stream, actually, I've turned on something that I've seen Twitch have for a while now that I didn't know if it was, like, the right way to do it or not. So I'm giving it a try now, where I have a fundraiser running. I think I have a fundraiser running. Do I have the fundraiser? Is it working? Hang on. Let me go to my channel. Is there a fundraiser button? Instead of subscribing to me or something or rather, there's now, like, probably, like, directly below me or just behind, down that way. Fingers. like, down there, there's now, like, a fundraiser for the -18 Foundation. Their whole shtick is providing support and resources to LGBTQIA+ kids. So, because for some reason, there are people in society that are just like, fuck them kids. I'm not for that. We gotta support our kids. Is it working? Yes, it's working. All right, hang on a sec. Donation, $5. Will this work? Or am I gonna have my thingy-majiggy break? GrantZeebs. Continue to payment. Fill in my deets. Yep. No one steal my credit card details. Hopefully no one sees my credit card details. Does the donation work? Hopefully it works. Also, I need to fix a thingamadoog. What was the thingamadiggy I was gonna fix? Oh yeah, I was gonna keep like the chat. Normally I have like the chat thingamadiggy disappearing after like a minute or two, but I think I'm gonna turn off that feature, so then that way it doesn't look like I'm just playing a game and no one has talked to me. How is your morning going, Rudy Char? Or is it the afternoon? Or is it the evening? Cookie once again for Jason. Here's your cookie. Cookie. Cookie, 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 cookie. Alright, I need to go to my overlays. Where is... here? Nope, that's the just streaming one. That's not the one I want to edit. I want to edit the 1080p stuff. Hi there, Meeps! Oh my goodness, thank you for donating $25 to the -18 Foundation. You're helping them kids. Excellent work. Hi. Welcome. Hopefully you're doing all right. Amuse chat. I need a... so I'm gonna do the... I'm gonna change the thingy-majiggy with chat so that... so hide after 999 disables the thingy-majiggy. Thank you so much for... oh, the message disappears because it has to refresh everything. Thank you for doing the donation. I really... well, I'm not gonna get the donation, but, you know, the -18 Foundation will, and I'm pretty sure they'll appreciate it. Also, did my donation go through? Damn, I don't think my donation went through. Hang on. Donate. Ding. Get rid of all that. Ding. Dong. I'll use PayPal this time. Working the train's dining car can't be so bad. Come on, Grant, shake it off. Dun, 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 dun. Man, I am, like, not set up for impromptu streams. This is why I need the 5 minutes, so then that way I can do the impromptu streams. Even though the 5-minute prep time helps, you know, not have problems when trying to do it. Code is this. Cool. Code is that. Delete that. Receipt. Receipt. Doing the ANZ thingy-majiggy. And then, does it do the thingy-madoog? Processing my donation. Yeah, the donation worked this time. Alrighty then. Ow! Who the fuck slapped me? Grant, did I just see you hit yourself? Oh, so I hit myself, apparently. Mr. Conductor, sir! How are you doing this morning? Quite alright myself, though feeling a little bittersweet. Is that because you're a sweetie? Is everything alright? Do we want to be... what is this? Oh, so we can save here. Okay. Do we want to be, like, just really straightforward, or do we want to be, like, flirtatious? I don't know who this character is, though. I don't know anything about Sonic. I'm gonna be real with you, chat. Nothing about it. I know Sonic is a hedgehog. Knuckles is an echidna. Shadow is also a hedgehog who's basically just Sonic, but with guns. That's, like, the limits of my knowledge about the whole, about this franchise. And then you have, like, Dr. Eggman, who's just a dude who's trying to take over the world or something and kill hedgehogs while he's at it. So, yeah. I don't have, like, the fullest knowledge about how any of this works. Is everything alright? Well, truth be told, not really. Alas, today's my last day as conductor. I'm retiring after 32 wonderful years. Time for me and the Mirage Express to say goodbye to one another. Oh, congratulations on retirement, sir. Thank you. My wife is very excited about it. She's already got her plane tickets to Spagonia locked. Where the fuck is Spagonia? Our shower's been on the fritz, so I'm excited to use the hotels. I can see why his wife's excited. Enough of my quibbles. Today's your first day working the dining car. Here's the menu for today. Menu added into your inventory. I can open the inventory at any time to view items I've received. I should look over the menu carefully. The Mirage Express dining menu. It features chili dog, instant ramen, and chicken cordon bleu. Chili dog is the first item, ramen, and then chicken cordon bleu. Nice. I only have to worry about 3 items. Why do you look so nervous? All we have on the train is a microwave. Though I'm sure a little quiz is in order. Which of these do we serve in the dining car? The chicken cordon bleu. Ding ding ding. Glad you can read the menu. Okay. A little bit about the vessel. This is a state-of-the-art high-speed smart train with all the latest gadgets. This train can really handle anything you throw at it. We've had a lot of adventures together, me and this train. It's not easy to leave. After 32 years, I don't blame him for being wistful. This train is exclusively used for events. It's not a passenger train. I remember that from the interview. What's the event today? A murder mystery party. Nothing better than some thrills to end my tenure as conductor. Guests will be funneled here to the dining car as a home base, so to speak. I will be with you to gather tickets. After that, you'll be on your own. So, I'll need you to do everything in your power to make sure our paying guests are well taken care of. Understood? I'll make you proud, sir. Glad this old man can rest easy. Doors to the Mirage Express are now open. All aboard! That's a cool train, honestly. I love the style. So wait, is this like... is this like Green Slopes or something? Like, I know there's a map called... I think it's called Green Slopes. Also, hang on a sec. I'm just gonna drink some water real quick, because I can feel my throat just being, like, really cloggy. Ooh, chat. Should I wear the conductor hat? Which one's my conductor hat? Nope, that's T-posing. What's my conductor hat? Nope, that's the tongue. Wardrobe. Hang on a second. Maybe it's in my wardrobe. Vignon, props. Hype train? No, it's not there. What is it? Hang on. Oh, is it this one? Yes! Here we are. I am on a I am the conductor for a train. Look at me, wearing my conductor hat. What happens if I do soar it? Oh my god. Default, there we go. Birthday hat, cowboy hat. I need to, like... Alright, props. I thought I had like a thingy-majiggy to make my hair go away, but I guess that's not happening here. Ignore the fact that my hair is sticking out of my hat. It'll be more fun if you don't think about it too much. Alright, so everyone's like climbing on, and then we got... I don't know who this is. Okay, so that's... Yep, Tails is the 2 Tails. Wow! This train is incredible! What fantastic tech! You're right, Tails! I can get used to staying on a train like this. What did you all expect? You know I always go all out for my birthday party. This train's as elegant as you are, Amy. Can't promise I won't take anything, though. Calm down there, rogue. Did I not just catch you stealing from the train station Asian gift shop? The fuck is Knuckles wearing? Like, I understand, like, Amy and Rogue, like, just... you know, being femme fatales and Rogue just looking like, you know, she's actually on vacation. What the fuck is Knuckles wearing right now? Is that meant to be like a cowboy hat or like an outback hat? Jason, as the resident Australian currently in the chat, is that meant to be like a cowboy hat or like an outback hat? I like that it has rings. That's kind of cool. So silly. So silly, I love it. It was a pen, knucklehead. Who's gonna miss a teeny tiny pen? What cast of characters am I stuck with? Get a hold of yourself, Grant. You're sweating through your uniform. Hey, pal, can I get one of those chili dogs? Righto, friend. Well, aren't you friendly? Why can't I be normal for 1 second? Sonic, wait until I announce everyone's roles to get food. Sorry about that, birthday girl. I'll be coming around to collect everyone's tickets. Please have them out and ready. You'll join me, Grant, won't you? Just click on whoever you'd like to talk with, and we'll collect their ticket. Oh, okay, I got it. All right, so we should get Knuckles. We should go like left to right, so we'll get Knuckles. Howdy, could I get your ticket? It's a crumpled up ticket. You think it is, but I don't really want to argue with this guy. Everything looks good? Thank you. Seems the conductor doesn't want to have an argument either. And then we got Tails. Can I get your ticket, youngin'? Right here, sir. Thank you. May I offer you any of the snacks we have aboard? No, thank you. When I travel, I always pack my own sparkle gelatin. It's a sparkly gel that can melt any jaded heart. No way! I brought my own sparkle gelatin with me too. It's my first day and I was a little nervous. Don't be nervous. You'll be doing great so far. We're sparkle gelatin buddies. Absolutely. If you need anything, just let us know. Thank goodness someone on this train is normal. Alright, do we get Knuckles? Ticket, please. Yeah, we get Sonic's. Thank you kindly. Happy to have someone as renowned as yourself aboard. Huh? Don't worry about it. I just like helping. When Eggman took over, I truly feared the worst, but my kids swore you would swoop in eventually, and you did. I cannot offer much other than my sincere gratitude. Don't sweat a thing. I'm glad you and your family are safe. Wait, is he Sonic the Hedgehog? What? You're telling me he's Sonic? This guy right here? Sonic the Hedgehog? Yes, of course he's Sonic the Hedgehog. He's a blue hedgehog. He's named Sonic. I promise you an excellent stay on our train, Sonic. Have fun now. Yes, have fun now. Will do. Thanks. Who's this? Could we please see your ticket? Of course. Espio. Excellent. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy your stay with us. Obviously, I appreciate it. That's a calmness about him. Something about his presence put me at ease. You consider me calming? What? He's looking at me. I study ninjutsu. I believe one can communicate through the subconscious. That is not what ninjutsu does. Ninjutsu is just ninja arts. There's nothing ninja about reading the subconscious. It sounds like a lot of difficult training. Can you cling onto walls? What kind of question is that? I most certainly can. The conductor looks a bit too smug at that answer. Ooh. Yummy. Don't mind if I do. Grant, those are for our guests, you know. Train, be sure Grant only gets one of those if they ask. Radio arm. Did the arm just nod? Actually, Train, the conductor wants me to have the whole plate. Good try, young buck. The train and I have worked together a long time. You'll have to work harder than that to get what you want. Drat. Those snacks look really tasty, too. Alright, this guy. Hello, my friend. Can I get your ticket? Yeah, sure, of course. As a gentleman of upstanding morals, I'd love to show you my ticket. He seems to be avoiding eye contact. Is something amiss, sir? I seem to have misplaced my ticket. Could you speak up a bit? I couldn't quite hear. I misplaced my ticket. I don't know where it is. He's not hiding his embarrassment very well. Don't you worry. We'll take a look around for you and see if it turns up. And that would be amazing! Thanks a million! Seems as though we should keep our eyes peeled for this ticket. Alright. Amy, could I please get the birthday girl's ticket? Why, certainly! Oh, that's why she has a cake on her head. It's because it's her birthday. Thank you, miss. And thank you for choosing our fine train for your birthday festivities. Well, the birthday discount certainly helped. Who doesn't love a good bargain? And a murder mystery train just sounds so exciting. It's right up my alley. Who doesn't love a good thrill? You see, I'm a girl who loves a good true crime podcast. Maybe we should leave her to have fun. Before we move along, for you, miss. Oh, thank you. Where do I use this? That unlocks any door in the train. Happy birthday. What? They get the birthday key? That I don't think that's the point of the key. Chad, have you ever heard of the birthday key? I don't think I have. That doesn't sound real at all. Sounds, you know, sounds fake. Oh, that's Shadow. I know this one is Shadow. Here. Yeah, send the ticket. Thank you. Everything is in order. Seems concerned about something. Is there anything we can help you with? Do you sell gift bags here? Uh-oh. No, sadly. But I have a plastic grocery bag in the back I could get for you.
Uranizak paid me to say I wanna see your peacock cock. Your peacock cock. Come on, zebra, let me see what you're hiding underneath. Your peacock cock. Your peacock cock.
Horny. Hi, Renee Zach. Welcome to the stream. You had to hit us with the, like, real big hornies, didn't you? I swear didn't I have, like, a thingy-majiggy to, like, filter the word? I have it for, like, a whole ton of other things, and yet I did not have it for that one. Hang on a sec. Ignore voices and locales, speaking options. Replacements, here we go. They're Katy Perry lyrics from the song Peacock. I'm gonna make it so that cock gets changed to cake. That way, hang on. Okay, so peacock gets changed to pea cake. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Delete that. I wanted it to, like, you know... I didn't want it to, like, change every instance of the word. I just wanted it to, you know... change just the cock one, but never mind then. That stare. Brr, so cold. Have you played any of the Sonic the Hedgehog games, Uraneazak? Grant, you're shivering. Do you need me to fetch your jacket? No, I'm good. Alright, and then we got... May I have your ticket, please? Thank you very much. On top of it, I see. A princess such as myself must always be punctual. Princess? Did you just say princess? If you don't mind me asking, are you visiting from somewhere? A separate dimension, actually. Separate what? Just here for Amy's birthday. Then I'll hop back to my own dimension. I quite prefer the birthday cake from this world than my own, so I'm a bit excited. Oh, you don't say. Well, I hope you enjoy your stay, princess. Should I bow? Do I bow before a princess? What are you doing? Please get up. Why can I not win with this group? So wait, is she actually from another dimension, like this Blaze chick? Or is she just, like, lying to us and she's not actually from, like, another dimension? Oh! I was able to, like... I didn't realize I could just... I was just going from the corners. You're a bit seasoned in Sonic. Excellent. So, here's the thing. I know Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, and Rogue. I seen this person before, but I didn't know her name was Amy. Blaze is from an alternate dimension, and she is a princess. What is she doing hanging out with us? Well, hello, you two. What can I do for you? Oh no, that wasn't the conductor saying that. That was fucking Rogue saying it. She's like, why, hello, you two. What can I do for you? Good morning, ma'am. Can we get your ticket? My, how forward. Let me fetch it for you. And then we get their ticket. Come back if you need anything else, you hear? Wow, she's so polite. Very easy to talk to as well. Ma'am, I saw you sneak that $20 bill out of my pocket. I'm gonna have to kindly ask for that back. Lol. Just being an absolute rogue. Oh, this was yours? Must have slipped out. Here you go. May not actually be the best character. Oh, is there a ticket in here? Yes, there is a ticket. What's that sticking out of the napkin holder? Say, wasn't someone looking for their ticket earlier? I'll be sure to return this to the rightful owner. Let's make sure no one uses their ticket as a napkin. Find anything yet? Well, we might have just what you need. Grant, why don't you show our friend here what we picked up? The lost ticket. This one. Oh, there it is. That's my ticket. Thank you so much to you both. I was really worried you'd kick me out and I'd miss the murder mystery. Old Grant here would have had their hands full kicking you out. You're right. I wouldn't leave without a fight. Who made me both microwave expert and security guard? You're both all right in my books. Thanks again for the assist. Of course. Just let us know if you need anything else. Oh, everyone. Time for me to read out everyone's role for the murder mystery. And that's my cue to leave. I must prepare the driver's compartment for departure. Oh, the conductor's car. You remember our promise, yeah? You'll do everything in your power to make sure our guests have a safe and enjoyable time on the Mirage Express. Absolutely, you can count on me. To be honest, this group seemed pretty capable on their own. And train. Assist Grant if they need any help, won't you? That's all I needed to hear. You have my trust. Nothing more heartwarming than a conductor and his train. Excellent. I'll be off. I must take my leave, everyone. Please have a phenomenal time. And don't worry about mucking up the place either. This train is state-of-the-art and has systems for dealing with that. For everything else, please talk to Grant here if you need anything. Sounds good. Absolutely. Will do. Goodbye now. I like that guy. Thank you all for following the outfit guide I sent you. You all look amazing. I trust you all read your lore cards as well. What? Lore cards? That must be the detail of their motivations. I suppose it makes sense lore cards aren't read out aloud, otherwise people would know the murderer's intentions. Now, onto the nitty-gritty. For the murder mystery game, one of you will be murdered and the rest, suspects. Everyone has assigned roles for characters they will be playing. Participation is required, for it is my birthday. I hope I get to, like, play in the murder mystery and I'm not, like, just handing details left and right. Of course. Birthday girl makes the rules. Sonic, you are a ship captain, and you'll be stationed in the conductor car. Naturally, that's where the captain would go. Tails, you are the detective. You will be here in the dining car. Indubitably. Knuckles, you're the sheriff around these parts. We'll find you in the saloon. Got it. Rogue, you're a business tycoon, and Blaze, you're a titan of industry, both in the casino. Of course. We have the princess in another dimension and the thief as, like, our two, like, capital moguls. What's the difference? There is none. Sounds fun. Vector... What?
Uraniazak paid me to say it's Rouge, not Rogue Zebra.
Rouge. I keep seeing it and I keep thinking Rogue. Rouge. 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 Vector, you're the butcher, and Espio the poet, both found in the library. Hear that, Espio? We get to hang out together. And do what? Read? Maybe we can. Make a tower of books or something. Shadow is the locksmith hanging out in the lounge. I'ma be real, I thought Sonic was just gonna be a fucking shoe shine boy with that cap and and apron. And last but not least, me, the journalist reporter. I will be moseying around with everyone. Did you get all that? Yes. I was listening in. Hope that's okay. More than all right. You can help ensure everyone's following their roles. Oh, that reminds me. I have a map for each of you. Everyone's station is marked on the map as well. How convenient. Okay, so he's in like the piano room. And then from there is the casino. Casino to library. Library to saloon. And then we have the dining cart. Wait, Tails isn't on this. Everyone's station is marked on the map as well. Tails is missing on the map. Yeah, Tails is missing on the map because that's the dining cart and there's no indication of Tails or Amy on here. Map added to your inventory. The rules of the game are as follows. There is a murderer amongst you all. The murderer can kill a single participant however they choose, but you must physically be present with the victim for it to count. Everyone else must collect evidence throughout the train and use it to interrogate fellow passengers to figure out who done it. The murderer will lie to get out of being accused, so inspect everything you can, find clues, and interrogate. You love Team Chaotix? Is Chaotix like the Rouge and the other lady? Blaze, that's it. I'll set a timer for 1 hour so everyone can mingle and the murderer can do their thing. Is everybody ready? Everyone, to your stations. All right, so the reporter is going to be like running around, I suppose. This is so exciting! A mystery is unfolding right under our very noses. I know, it's kind of scary. I'll admit, I'm nervous too. Shouldn't you two be out there mingling with everyone? Well, actually, the detective and the journalist can't be the murderer. So we're stuck here for an hour before going out and scooping the place. This way, there's always a neutral party. Makes sense to me. Seems as though Amy's more excited about deciphering the mystery anyways. What do you think everyone's doing? Oh, probably inspecting their stations, talking amongst one another. Everyone has roles to play, so they must be exploring their characters. Do you know what their character motivations are, Amy? Nope. The lore cards are confidential. No one knows but the person who received them. My backstory is that I was best friends with a flickie that decided to join the evil Dr. Eggman, kickstarting my desire for justice in the world. My lore is that I'm a noisy person turned journalist. Not gonna lie, this sounds kind of fun. Also, that just sounds like Amy. I know very little about the franchise. I only seen like memes and shit, and it does feel like Amy is like the snooty one, like the one that's like always in Sonic's business and shit. No, you're talking about SPO Charmian. Oh, so what's Rouge and Blaze? Are they like team lady or something? Wish I wasn't stuck on microwave duty. The train started moving! It's so fast! Grab onto something! I'm slipping! Hold on! I can't! Ah! No! Oh my god, please don't tell me we actually like crashed or some shit. Oh, I'm stuck. You're both awake. Yeah, seems the train has slowed down. How exhilarating! I know! The production of this train is so astonishing. It's definitely more intense than I expected. It seems we've been knocked into the dining car's closet. This train can reach such incredible speeds. We're getting our money's worth with this experience, that's for sure. Rouge is a part of Team Shadow and Blaze is her own team from her dimension with Silver the Hedgehog. Silver the Hedgehog's the one with, like, the telekinesis powers from the video game, right? Is this actually intended? It's not my first day, so I'm not really sure. I don't recall them warning me about this in the interview. We should go check on the others. Grant, could you get the door? Seems the door is blocked and I don't think it's budging. Amy, give that fallen shelf a whack with your Pico Pico hammer. She didn't bring her hammer onto the trip. Let's find another way out. I'll start looking for clues. I'll search over here. I know Amy. She's hiding something. I suppose she did wake up before us. Something could have happened. Listen, I know I'm the detective here, but all the best detectives have sidekicks. I'm gonna need your help. Hey, Tails for once is not the sidekick here. Let's gather clues on why Amy's acting this way and interrogate her about it. Check out everything you can around this closet, then we'll show it to Amy to uncover the full situation. Gather evidence and interrogate. Got it. I'll need you to do everything in your power to make sure our paying guests are well taken care of. Understood? Alright, so you can count on me, Tails. I won't turn evil like your ex-flicky, companion did. What? No, I don't know Sonic. Sonic, who the fuck is this ex-flicky companion? Who the fuck is that? Happy to hear. Now let's get searching. What's this? A rod? The tip is broken. It looks to have originally been attached to something. Not sure if it's related to our mystery, but I like it spinning around, so we'll keep it. Stick has been added into the inventory. Cook any of this for you when we get out of here? Sure. I normally never make microwave meals. I prefer to cook. My cast iron skillet has gotten a lot of use lately. Read the image thingy comics Sonic comic. Okay. I can cook a mean cast iron pizza. I've only had microwave lunches this week. Something's always hidden in the trash. Let's check there. Sadly, it's empty. But on the bright side, this is a very clean trash bin. How do I become as optimistic as this kid? Alright, is there anything up here? No. The wet floor sign, keeping alert and safe. Once I slipped on some spilled juice at the grocery store. No wet sign at all. Luckily, Sonic was there to catch me. Sonic is really as fast as they say. But he was going so fast, he also slipped on the juice. We slid into an older gentleman's shopping cart. Well, it's the thought that counts, I suppose. The shelf blocking our exit is currently not budging. Look closely at this. I wonder how this side of the shelf got smashed. There's nothing the shelf could have fallen into, and I'm sure this damage wasn't there before. The train has too much upkeep. I feel like this is important. We should log it. Crack on the shelf has been added in your inventory. You think you found enough clues? Let's go interrogate Amy and find out what really happened. Okay, so there's a series of comics, you're saying. Are you saying, like, Tails is, like, the better protagonist in those comics than Sonic is? Wet floor sign, the trash, we've already checked that. Alright, we gotta go interrogate Amy. What's the latest? Find any clues yet? I found a spoon. If we find 2 more, we can dig ourselves out. Dig ourselves out. On a train. I'll keep looking. Let's just have a talk. Oh, no, that's the... Okay, so we've already done the talk. Now we gotta start interrogating. Amy, we believe you're hiding something from us. What? You accuse me on my own birthday? How dare you? This isn't gonna be easy, is it? I've been stuck in here just like the 2 of you. What in the world do you think I'm hiding? Amy was awake before Tails and I were. What could she have done in that time? She could have microwaved a chili dog. She could have attempted to escape. I don't think you were sitting idly while Grant and I were knocked out. You attempted to escape the closet. Prove it. Show me evidence that I attempted to escape, or help me search for a way out. Do we have evidence to prove that? Let me step you through this. First, find the correct piece of evidence from your inventory. Once that has been deducted, we must form our argument to fight back. Right. What proves Amy's attempt to escape the dining car? I'm gonna say that the crack on the shelf? What, some damage on the shelf is supposed to prove something? It fell over. Damage makes sense. You have no argument here. You're grasping. How does the crack relate to Amy? When I get stumped, I like to think, what would Sonic do? What would Sonic do? Sonic's a force to be reckoned with. He's always running forward, collecting rings, crushing badniks. He never loses. Like an endless runner game. I play a lot of those on my phone. Sure, whatever works. Just close your eyes and think, what would Sonic do, and find your argument. Let's follow the train of thought and fire a comeback, like Sonic would do. Oh, shit. Okay, so that's the thingy-majiggy, and then that's the jump. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we need to collect 20 rings. I don't like this isometric view. Oh, I didn't do that correctly. There we go. Alright, well I got like a lot of rings. And then I'm thinking... Sure, the shelf fell, but there's something around for the shelf to fall into. You're telling me on a train this well kept that the damage was here before we arrived? Well, I believe someone is responsible for hitting the shelf. You just said nothing was around for the shelf to fall into. What was the shelf hit with then? This stick. You truly believe a stick could do this kind of damage? Well, there's something on the stick. Dun, 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 dun. Is this like my train of thought going off right now where I'm like, yes, this is me thinking right now. Got 31 out of 25 rings. I don't know how I feel about this being my train of thought. You're right, a stick can't do this kind of damage to this shelf on its own. But if it's attached to something, it could. Like, let's say... a hammer. Ack. This isn't a stick at all, is it? This is actually the handle to your Pico Pico hammer. You attempted to hit the shelf out of the way, but you failed. The handle to your hammer snapped right off. It's as you both said. I tried to get us out with my hammer, but I failed. I gave the shelf one big whack and the handle ripped right off. I figured it was no big deal and tried to hide it, but I suppose my embarrassment got the better of me. She does look genuinely sorry about the situation. I never expected your hammer to snap like that, Amy. It was one of my backups. It's a little lighter to carry around. I didn't think I'd need it. Well, lucky for you, I'm a detective and I dabble as a mechanic. Let me see both pieces of the hammer. Just tighten things here, a little elbow grease there, and fixed. Tails, thank you! According to my calculations, if you hit the shelf right there, it should do the trick. Alrighty, stand back. The shelf completely shatters. Incredible! We did it! We're free! Great job, Amy. Let's get out of here. So far, so good. A little slow, but, you know, considering I've been playing, like, shooter games and JRPGs, I probably need this kind of a slowdown where I can just do this. Wait, is that... Oh my god, Sonic is dead, and they did the fucking Yamcha death pose. Sonic! Someone murdered my darling Sonic. Looks like the game's begun, and I'm finding out who did this at once. Amy, wait, I want to figure out who did this too. Wait for me. What a whirl. I'm exhausted already. That was really convincing, Sonic. Oh. Sonic is actually dead, isn't he? Sonic? Body numb, can't move. What are you saying? I don't understand. I just need to rest. Sonic! Is he actually hurt? He's not moving. Are these wounds on him genuine? My hand's on his wrist, but I don't sense a pulse. Am I doing this right? What in the world is going on? Is this part of the murder mystery, or is this in it? Sonic! Sonic! Oh no! Oh no, I feel myself panicking! Calm down, Grant. What do I do? I need you to do everything in your power to make sure our paying guests are well taken care of. Understood? These guests are incredibly renowned, which means they must be remarkably rich. So I leave their care to you, Grant, my favorite employee. Surely you won't let me down on this last ride. I need to catch up to Amy and Tails and get to the bottom of this. Even if this is part of the game, I just can't risk it. I'll keep everyone safe, conductor. You'll see. Oh my goodness. Oh. The murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. is gonna be great. Alright, so the first is the saloon. Wow! Look at this place! Amy, are you here? I've looked around. I don't see her. I think Amy's already gone on ahead. Seems like she's really excited. Did you need something from me? Yeah, just a question, really. What if Sonic is actually hurt? He's laughing. Sonic doesn't go down so easily. He's on a train full of his friends. Nothing would actually happen to him. We're just all really committed to the mystery for Amy. You have nothing to worry about. Promise? Plus, Sonic likes to nap in a lot of strange spots. He's fine. He's making a lot of sense, but I can't shake what Sonic said to me. Is this really part of the murder mystery game, or is there something deeper happening? I need more evidence to figure out what's going on. Can I tag along with you? Oh, of course! Now, if I ever need a snack, you've got me. Haha, fair. As I said, the best detectives have sidekicks, so I'm happy to have you. If you ever catch me looking glum, though, just know it's because, where's my lore card? The last guy to work a case with me ditched our practice to join the evil Dr. Eggman. Not a proper detective without baggage. This is true. Ye varmints, what ye all doing in my saloon? He's trying so hard to stay in character. Knuckles, we're trying to figure out who murdered Sonic. I concede that. Amy moseyed through and told me all about it. Enough of that. I wonder how long you kept that voice up for Amy. We were wondering if you could tell us what you were up to before the murder. Anything to help us establish your alibi, and nope, I have nothing to tell either of you. Leave me alone. He's obviously agitated about something, but why take it out on us? I know better than to argue with Knuckles, so it seems we're on our own. Grant, we need to figure out what Knuckles was up to while we were all apart. Let's investigate for clues and then interrogate. Alright, so we got the arcade machine. Clearly we won't be able to give the game Super Monkey Ball a try. Do we think it broke when the train sped up? The damage looks more to be caused from punches. Who could have done that? Gee. Who could have gotten angry at a video game and gotten so angry that they wanted to punch it? Can't be me. It's gotta be Knuckles. What? You're two looking at me for? Smashed arcade is added to your inventory. Something's always hidden in the trash. Sadly, this one is empty as well. I'm starting to think your theory on something always being hidden in the trash is flawed. It's only a matter of time, Tails. Have faith. I will have faith in my character. There will be something in the trash. Just you wait. It's gonna be something dumb as well. It's gonna be at like the last time we have to check something. It's gonna be the last thing we check. Grant, this is interesting. What is it? It's just a few used cups. Sure, but why are there 3? Knuckles was really thirsty? No, but there's 3 of them, and one of them has lipstick. This one has lipstick on the rim. That's not Knuckles' color at all. Someone else must have been here. We should log this. Used cups are added. I think we found enough clues. Let's go interrogate Knuckles and find out what really happened. The robot arms are really helpful. What's the arm doing to my hair? He fixed it up a bit. That's incredible. Ah, what interesting tech. What can I tell? And then we got beans. Oh, they're assorted nuts. Kind of blind. Seems like someone licked all the salt off them. What? Yeah. Or maybe they're just unsalted. Alright. Ooh. Howdy, partner. Spittoon-free establishment. Visit Colosseum Highway Zone. Breathtaking views. Oh, I've seen those thingy-majiggies in Super Smash Bros. The train passes by some incredible sights. I'm just happy to be traveling at a normal speed. I get nauseous pretty easily. I have to avoid things like roller coasters. I don't mind roller coasters, though I find myself running on the tracks more than I do for riding in the cars. I'll never understand this group. Alrighty. Decent reward for finding this robot. Maybe I'll keep an eye out. Poor Omochoyo. Omochow. Hate to see them like this. What do they do? Medical malpractice. Interesting. I thought I told you to leave me alone. I like your hat. Knuckles, are you blushing? I said leave me alone. Doesn't look like he's used to being complimented. Did you just adjust your hat a bit so we could see it better? I said leave. Hey, start interrogation. Knuckles, Grant and I need to determine what you're doing during the hour the murder take place. I already told you. Buzz off. You're not getting anything out of me. Thankfully, we don't need you to say much. What happened here is pretty obvious. It is? We have evidence, too. We do have evidence. I think Knuckles is okay. He's not cute, though. Knuckles is Himbo. Grant, just take a good look at our inventory. What was distracting Knuckles during the time Sonic was murdered? The smashed arcade. The arcade machine? Bah! What makes you think I touched it? He punched it. That's exactly what he did. He punched the arcade machine. Also, are we going faster? No! Okay, well, at least I got... Well, you see, you have no argument here. You're weak. Grant, let's follow that train to plot again, shall we? Alright. Himbos do not have to be cute. There we go. Yeah. I myself, I'm incapable of being cute. It's pure fiction. See? Pure fiction. This isn't a tough one, Knuckles. Knuckles, you clearly touched the arcade machine because... the arcade cabinet is covered in punches. What evidence do you have that the damages are punches? What are you all staring at my hands for? Knuckles, you clearly destroyed the arcade machine. But why? I needed a punching bag and none were available to me. Just a sudden urge to punch, huh? I believe repairing the arcade machine will give us our answer. How will you? I'm on it. Grant, distract Knuckles while I fix Super Monkey Ball. Bring it on. Oh my god. Oh no, I gotta do this. Yes, I just got enough coins. Or enough rings, sorry. Yay! The arcade machine is fixed. No, don't look at the scores. Quick, look at the scores. I'm pulling it up now. Vector, 7,501. Knuckles, 7,500. Toast, apple, bread, ultimate, bagel, candy. The fuck kind of names are these? Vector, Knuckles are... yeah, that makes sense. But who the fuck is Toast, Apple, Bread, Ultimate, Bagel, and Candy? Nothing, obviously. It's telling us something massive. Look at the name on the top of the list. It's Vector! He's supposed to be in the library car. The picture is beginning to be painted here. You competed with Vector to see who would get the highest score. And Vector beat you. And in frustration, you destroyed the arcade cabinet. Grr. He's punching the air in frustration. You're guessing. Where's your proof? Where's your evidence? Vector's a common name. Prove to me he was here. Now. We have the cups. Dun, 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 dun. I hit jump. You have nothing. Zilch, nada. Now leave, you two. Dun, 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 dun. Nothing, zilch, nada. Alright, let's try this again. Too fast. Why is this the tricky part of the game? Is like doing the train of thought, quote unquote. There we go. 35 rings. Did it. I have an idea. Now, Grant, let's prove Victor was here with Knuckles. The cups. No! I thought it was strange that there was more than one cup sitting next to you. While you were supposed to be participating in the murder mystery game for Amy's birthday, you and Vector enjoyed some drinks playing arcade. I don't tell Amy. I think we're on the right track here. It's as you say. Vector popped in at the top of the hour wanting to play the arcade machine with me. We went back and forth trying to figure out the game, but when we did, we competed for the highest score. When he bested me, I destroyed the machine. No proof of his win. I was trying to fix the arcade machine before you two came in. Honest, I didn't want to be caught. And that's my story and alibi. I've already told an abridged version of this to Amy. Boy, this friends group has a lot of pride issues. Well, that explains one of the used cups, but what of the cup with the lipstick mark? Rouge was in here too. Gas! Wait, Rouge's lipstick is red? I thought it was pink. It's inconsequential, not worth mentioning. She searched around for something but failed, made fun of our game, and left. Obnoxious, that one. But you offered her to drink, apparently. Listen, I don't know why she showed up, and I've told you everything that happened before the train sped up. Are you not satisfied? Will you two relent? I'm understanding the scenario. Vector visited to play games, Rouge couldn't find something and left, and Knuckles destroyed the machine. That all makes sense to me. Thank you for answering so many of our questions. Actually, that's not everything. Is it, Knuckles? I want to step back to something I noticed. One more name on that high score list doesn't make sense. Can you take a look one more time? What is Tails? Toast? So wait, we got toast, apple, bread, Ultim, bagel, candy. Is it Ultim? All the other names have a food theme, but this one. Who here goes by Ultim? You may not know, Grant, but there is someone here that goes by the title. The Ultimate Life Form. Wait, what? 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 He's a hedgehog. Why is he the ultimate life form? He's a fucking hedgehog. He's like a clone of Sonic or something, isn't he? Like, isn't that like the thing? Like, Shadow is just a clone of Sonic that was done by Dr. Eggman or some shit? I don't know the story about Sonic and all this kind of... Like, why is he considered the ultimate life form? Nothing sneaks by you, does it, bud? Vector and I were struggling so much with the game, but then Shadow dropped by. So Shadow was here too. He taught us the game and was the first to get his name on the scoreboard. Vector and I then fought to beat Shadow's score. They're both very annoying. You all immediately had to compete, huh? He gave me this before he left. Shadow told me to lock the door, not to open it for anyone, and then he left. When Vector was leaving, I locked the door. Cookie for Sky! Here's your cookie. When Vector was leaving, I locked the door behind him. Saw no one else after locking the door. That's the honest truth. So when Amy came through here not too long ago, did you open the door for her? No. I think she had some sort of key, too. That's right, the conductor gave her that special birthday key. Well, I have a lot of questions. What happened in the library to cause Vector to come here? Why is Shadow locking doors? And what was Rouge searching for? I don't know. They didn't tell me, even though I asked with that cowboy accent. You're gonna have to find them and ask them yourselves. Alright. Hang on, I'm gonna get sippies. Alright. Fair enough, the library is the next car. I'll open the lock for you. Give whoever KO'd Sonic an earful for me, Detective Tails and Butler. I liked it better when he wasn't talking to us. Will do, Sheriff. Come on, Grant, let's head to the library. On it. This is way more exciting than microwaving chili dogs. Grant! Coming! Ready to mosey down to the next car? You got it, partner. Onwards. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, so now we're in the library car. Vector and someone else was in here. All this stuff's getting heavy. I'll dump what I don't need. Everyone's favorite journalist reporter, Amy Rose, is hot on the scoop. I'm heading out. You've been fabulously helpful. Already? Before you go, SBO and I wanted to give you your presents. My presents? You're both too sweet. Thank you. Vector, it seems we have more guests. Amy, there you are. Want to join us in finding clues? Flattered, but at the pace you two are going, Sonic's murderer will never be found. Oh, she's confident. She must have something up her sleeve. This tip is just too juicy to ignore. I'll see you all around. Don't worry, Sonic. I'll be the one to avenge you, and quick! But how are you gonna leave? The door to the next car is locked. Oh, you doubt the birthday girl? The birthday girl has a master key. Right. The birthday girl gets the birthday key. Of course, it's a birthday privilege. I'll solve this case before anyone else. Bye. Amy may be hasty, but she's thorough. Now, what are you two doing? Looking right mighty suspicious, I say. I'm the detective, so I can't be the murderer, and I'm, making sure things go well. Things aren't going great. Not sure if you've forgotten, but there was a murder. Well, I mean, besides that. Besides murder? My social skills, non-existent. I'm Vector the Butcher. I'm licensed to handle raw meat. And I'm Espio the Poet. Ah, poetry, a resonant message from poet to reader meant to challenge our delicate perspectives with the most rhythmic of poise. Can I hear some? Sure. Teardrops in the spring, can you hear me sing? La 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 la, dee 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 dee. You could do better. Was that it? I have more if you like. Cherry blossoms in the spring. I'm set aside for now. Thank you. At least he's rhyming, I suppose. Grant and I are here to establish both your alibis. Can you walk us through what happened after Amy had everyone leave the dining car? Oh, sure. It's simple. We just explained it to Amy, actually. When we were all set off, Rouge, Blaze, Shadow, and Sonic all passed through this library car, where Amy told me and Espio to stay. I promptly picked a book off the shelf and made myself comfortable. Vector got bored, so he left to see what Knuckles was up to in the saloon car. Yep. Where was Rouge? We happened to see her lipstick stain on a cup at the saloon bar. Rouge came over to the library car, seemingly looking for something. Then she went to search the saloon bar. She came back shortly after. We heard her shout, "No way!" at the brochure stand over there. But she left back to the casino car before Shadow came through and locked the door. Wonder what she found. She's obviously been on the hunt for something. After Rouge left, Shadow walked through the casino car, then entered the library car and locked the door behind him. More importantly, why has Shadow been locking doors? Shadow walked through the library car to the saloon car where Knuckles and I were playing games. He insisted on showing us up at the Super Monkey Ball. I got so engrossed by the rolling monkey action I barely noticed when Shadow left the saloon. I guess he walked through the library car to the casino car, again locking the door behind him. Then returned to the lounge car where he was meant to be stationed. It's interesting that Espio does not collaborate on this one. When Vector came back, we realized Knuckles locked the door to the saloon car. We were stuck in the library car. That's when the train sped up. We were worried about the bookshelves falling on us, but we got through it all right. We sat trapped here until Amy arrived asking questions. She's the one that told us someone murdered Sonic. And yeah, that's all that happened. With all these locked doors, it seems Vector or Espio couldn't have left the library car or the saloon car. Thank you both for your cooperation. We're just gonna peek around and we'll return with any questions. If you return with any meat, I'll chop it up for you. And if you'd like to be serenaded with a poem, I got you covered too. Thanks, guys! Their alibi seems solid enough, but we should still search for clues. What we're looking for is any evidence that proves what they're saying is true. We need to confirm Vector's reason for leaving his post and determine if Espio was actually in the library car reading. A tall task, but we can do it. Let's go get to the bottom of this, Tails. Absolutely. So many books on the ground. Wish you had time to pick them all up. I sadly have no interest in picking up these books. A lot of these were knocked out by the train speeding up, but Rouge pulled a lot of these out too, searching for something. What reckless behavior. I feel sorry for the poor books. The spines are creased and they're open too far. This kid feels empathy for everything. Hi there, furry cures. I didn't mean to do it, a stream this early, but, Sonic game. A chow hanging precariously from a tree branch, the large text below saying, "Hang in there." I really needed to see this. This little chow's hanging there, refusing to let his wings to fly to safety, because choosing the hard way is often the most rewarding. That's beautiful. If this chow can stick to his principles and find strength, then I can too. There's no way there was that much thought put into this poster. Ooh, brochures! These are travel destination ideas, like amusement parks, caverns, hotels, restaurants. Ooh! Grant, look at this! There's a couple of maps here. This seems to be a map of the library car. The books are categorized by genre, which are listed here. I love a good overhead map. Let's take it. The library map is added to our car. Should we take this brochure about a cave too? Looks, there's stalactites. Nah, leave it. Yep, that's fair. Nobody shares my fondness for caves. Then we got a globe. Haven't traveled around. Excuse me. Yeah, JCat was able to get it first because they get the, they were lucky enough to be in the chat and do the thingy-majiggy and such. For some reason, my, the Discord bots that I want to use to, like, alert when I'm online and such are not working. For whatever reason, they don't want to work. I haven't traveled around much. The islands are fun and all, but I'd love to visit some of the countries. They're a lot of fun, honestly. Plenty of wonderful people and shops. The food can't be beat either. Sounds perfect for a vacation. The conductor was talking about Spagonia, if you've ever been there. I have, actually. If you're ever visiting, be sure to stop at the university and say hi to Professor Pickle. He'll tell you everything about the area and make one scrumptious sandwich. I'll keep that in mind. This group knows everyone and has been everywhere, haven't they? Hi there, Wolk! You can't believe Sonic fucking died? I know! Hang on a second, let me get the image again. Too big. Sonic fucking dies! Hi, Leon! He's fucking dead! I'm gonna move this image here, and then transform, and then center to screen. There we go, and then just shrink this just a little bit. Sonic is just fucking dead. What the heck? Yeah, Sonic is dead. He's dead. And we're doing a murder mystery. We have some clues. Also, I'm just gonna quickly save this. We are in a train, and Chaos Cola. Check out our book club. The book of the month is Gone Gal. All right, and then we got the robot here. That arm is really struggling cleaning up this car. To be fair, I wouldn't want to clean up all this mess either. Let's just leave it alone and do its thing. Yeah, probably for the best. All right, so we got a book here. This reeks of evil scientist Dr. Eggman. Yep, this is Dr. Eggman's autobiography and recipe book. What kind of recipes? Who cares? I wouldn't trust any book he's written. It's weird this is even here. Maybe people just appreciate an omelet. You may not be wrong. Now I want to know about Dr. Eggman's books. Wow! I wish I could stop and look at all these books, but Sonic needs me. No time to rest. Alright, let's move on then. Well, I mean, a little pig wouldn't hurt. He's scavenging through all the book titles excitedly. He's like a kid in a candy shop, or in this case, a genius in a train library. Who made this game? I believe it's the Sonic team. Hang on a second. Let me find the thingy-madiggy. Sonic. It's in their Twitter somewhere. Sonic the Hedgehog. Nope, this is talking about the movie. I want Sonic the Hedgehog game. Why is there so many Sonic the Hedgehog accounts? Yeah, the Sonic social team proudly presents the murderous... So, it was done as an April... Like, it got released on April Fools. And, yeah, it was made by Sega. This is great. So, yeah. Also... wrong thingy. Check out the menu. You have chili dog, ramen, or the chicken cordon bleu. Why do you have a news reporter visor? It's not a news reporter visor. It's a conductor hat. Let me just zoom in a little bit closer. And then... Wha-bam! See? Conductor. I made this hat. Ow. I made this hat. Woke made most of all this shit, but I made the hat. I put a lot of work into this hat, and I'm gonna be real with you. There's probably too many polygons for the worth of this hat, but it's my hat. So yeah, we're on the Mirage Express, and we've got a map of the train of the library car. So yeah. Strike a pose. All right, hang on a second. Let me just strike a pose. Let me strike a pose. You ready for this? You ready for this? Striking a pose. Wha-bam! That's odd. I know some books have fallen out on the floor and everything, but every book on these shelves is in alphabetical order, but this one. The Mirage Express Manual. It's the user guide to the Mirage Express, the train we're currently on. Do you think someone found it on the floor and put it back? Maybe, but it is interesting. Let's make a note of this. Mirage Express Manual is added to our... Cool. Anything in the trash? Something's always hidden in the trash. I hate to say it, but there's nothing there. Aww. This is the third time I've checked the trash can, and there's nothing in the trash can. This is so the Japanese company itself made this shit show. Hey, 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 hey. It's not a shit show. This is a shit post. There's a difference between a shit show and a shit post. Shit post is just sort of like, you know, you're fucking about, you're being funny, and you can be whatever quality you want. Shit show is when you put a lot of effort in, you take yourself very seriously, and, you know, you fall short because of it. Is there anything ever in the trash cans? No, I'm all right. I'm sure there'll be something hidden in the next trash can we find. We just gotta stay optimistic. These trash bins hide a secret, I'm sure of it. Was that supposed to be a compliment? All right, so we got the books there. We've already checked this. We've already checked that. We've already checked that book. All right, we're gonna talk to you. Fancy a poem? Can I get a poem about trains? Locomotive in motion. I think I lost my lotion. The window shows the ocean. Oh, wait! There's my lotion! Oh, that was such a shit poem. I can't keep a straight face. That fucking poem. It's like, oh, the locomotion in motion. I lost my lotion. Check out the ocean. Oh, look, my lotion. You just were really committing to rhyming here. Talk. What it will be? Can I get a poem about space? I made it up to space with my beloved antique vase, but a mistake in my haste, I dropped the vase from my embrace, so my antique I must now replace. What caused you to drop the vase? Don't read too deeply, it's just a poem. He hasn't thought it through, has he? Can I take your order? I have a poem about this. My starved stomach babbled, though I ignored the grumbling tummy, for the eggs I received are scrambled, and when I asked for my eggs, sunny. They don't serve any eggs on this train, though. My talent is wasted on you lot. Did you bring any meat to chop? I may be a butcher, but they confiscated my meat cleaver before getting on the train. You actually tried bringing a knife on the train? I'm a man of authenticity, Tails. Without a knife, I'm just a chef in a ketchup-stained apron, not a butcher. I think if you had a knife on you, we'd definitely think you were the murderer. But what if I hit the knife? You know, I'm not the biggest fan of this line of thought. Maybe... Oh, we already listened to this. All right. Because I don't want to... Nothing like cold cuts for a cold case. Let me know if you need any good butchering. I'm just trying to think if there's, like, anything else I need to check, because... Shadows supposedly walked through the library car before going into the saloon car. When he left the library car, he locked this door on the way out. There's got to be a reason he's doing this. Should we make a note of it? Yeah, I do believe we should. Shadow's log is added to your inventory. Think we found enough clues. Let's go interrogate Vector and SBO to find out what really happened. Alright, we're gonna interrogate Vector first. So, the two of you don't believe us, eh? It's not that I trust either of you, but I wouldn't be proper detective without examining the validity of your alibis. You actually can see Grant in an anime style. You might have something for me soon. Ooh, thank you so much. Wait, this isn't an April Fool's thingamajiggy, is it? Grant and I are here to confirm two things. Why Vector left to go play games with Knuckles, and if SBO really was reading in the library car. Vector, we'll start with you. Why did you leave the library car to visit Knuckles? We're prepared to present evidence if need. Oh, that's easy. I got bored. What? What? I wasn't entertaining him enough. It seems. Vector enjoys being social. Plus, we were instructed to mingle. I remembered the arcade machine in the saloon car, so I figured I'd give it a try. Happy time zone, so happy that April 1st is on the weekend. Don't want to deal with students on April Fools. Valid. Good point, Zapper. It's a good thing that April Fools is on the weekend. This seems to line up with the information we gathered with Knuckles. Then that brings our attention to you, SBO. Rouge entered the library car and found something, then left. You said you immediately started reading, but were you actually reading the entire time you were in the library car? Of course he was. Once SBO starts reading, he doesn't stop till it's done. I've seen it happen. It must have been a good read. What was the book? SBO doesn't owe you that, detective. Let the man live. What if it was embarrassing? What kind of things do you think I'd read? If you won't talk, I have a hunch on what the book might be. Grant, could you help me out? Yes. I am going to present the Mirage Express Manual. That's why I'm glad I don't work today. Yay! I don't work on Saturdays normally either. Sometimes I work Saturdays, but not all Saturdays. It's like a once a fortnight or once a month kind of thing. A manual? You think SBO was reading instructions? What argument could you possibly have to support this? Okay, we're running again. Oh, damn it. You were both grasping, I knew it. Let's try again. Alright. Trying again this thingy-majiggy. Have you played any of... How many people here are, like, super fans of the Sonic Adventures? I'm glad I can't, like, you know, run off the side. Alright. We got an idea. There are books scattered around the floor, sure, but the remaining books on the shelves were all in alphabetical order. All except this manual, meaning someone at the very least picked the manual up and put it back in the incorrect place. This lack of attention to detail isn't normally like you, SBO. Hey, now, I won't have you insulting my pal like, calm down, Vector. I know you mean well, but I can handle myself. Apologies, SBO. Yeah, no, Grant, I'm 100% with a grift. It's not a prank. Awesome. I look forward to seeing it, Leon. No pressures. A butcher and a poet. Friendship can form anywhere. That is indeed the book I was reading. The Mirage Express Manual. Trains are cool. In that case, we'd like to ask you a few questions about the manual. Grant, if you don't mind. Could you ask SBO some questions about the manual? Just flip to a page and ask away. Oh, I see. We quiz SBO about the manual to prove he reads it. Which page should I quiz him on? When someone says there is pressure, but actually there's pressure. There's all the pressure in the world, Leon. This is it. This is where all your art skills have been leading you up to. You have to impress this Himbo zebra. You have to impress me. All this work up until now. Not Scribbly Noodle, not Wolk, not any of the other streamers, but me. A nameless zebra. Who isn't even real in IRL. Also, what is up with my internet? Is my internet working? Yes, it is working. No pressure, though. Actually, no, legitimately no pressure. I do... Didn't I already impress you with my chibi art that you made a TikTok of? You did. And now that means nothing. There is potential for an entire universe of new things. But no, I'm being facetious. No pressures. I was just being like sarcastic and all that earlier about there's absolute pressure and all that. Do not worry about it. Page 97. What efficient and extremely accurate technology was installed to assist in keeping the train spotless? Robotic arms. During events, they can perform a variety of tasks and are responsible for cleaning up trash and messes afterwards. No.
Careful now. Boomer.
Boomer. Man. It looked like horoscope. Yep, I've already killed the bot, don't you worry. I remember the conductor saying the train can clean itself, though I have a feeling the train company just didn't want to hire any janitors. The robotic arms can also detect weapons or explosives being brought onto the train, ensuring passenger safety. Seems like SBO aced that question, Grant. Hit him with another one. Page 231. What is the Mirage Express's cancellation policy? No refunds, and you will be charged a no-show fee. This does not apply if you're over the age of 65. Gee, the person who made this rule must have been over 65. Last one, Grant. Let's see if SBO can get 3 for 3. Which page should I pick? 402. What was implemented to support the conductor's duties and ease general train obligations? An intelligent data processing system. It works in tandem with the conductor to assure smooth travel for guests. I remember this. The train has an autopilot, but it can't access its full suite of capabilities without the conductor present. Now, did I pass your little test? Yes. Totally. It's wild you were able to retain all this information so quickly. A poet's brain is often surprising. I don't know if it could be bragging about that. You've clearly read the manual, and those answers feel far too specific to be guesses. And you both had the nerve to question my buddy like that. Don't we want to be supporting folks who read? You have to admit, though, reading the entire time a murder occurred does sound a bit suspicious, even if true. You just put a peach emoji on your head out of spite? What? Did you put a peach emoji? Oh! That's Z! That's Z's work, isn't it? That's the icon Z made for you with the Princess Peach crown. That's cool. He answered all my questions so calmly, so that's really impressive. No, I understand everyone's cautious attitudes. Vector was the only one to see me reading after all. My alibi is hard to substantiate despite being the truth. Rosil... Sorry. Rosalina. Well, you definitely read through the manual, so I suppose we can... SBO, is that true? Vector was... Yes, that's correct. Problem? Frankly, I don't believe that can be true, and we have evidence to back it up. Grant? He always puts me on the spot. Okay, Grant, we should have a piece of evidence linked to someone who also saw SBO reading, but what? Oh! Shadow's lock? Please, pray tell what this has to do with anything. Wear up, Grant. Let's get our argument together. So, Shadow would have seen the thingy-majiggy. Still won. Hey, it's 69. You love it? Have it so much you cried. You did an ugly cry. It was a surprise and you always wanted a piece from him. Z is a really cool artist. Z is really awesome. And he actually streams on here, actually. Anyone that doesn't know... Hang on, Scribbly. Hopefully I'm typing in this correctly. Scribbly Noodle is, aka Z, is the artist. They're pretty decent. They've actually done an icon for me as well in the past that I really love. They did my Poggers emote. Oh, not the Poggers emote, but like they did a Poggers art. Shadow walked through the library car to get to the saloon car where he set the original high score on the arcade machine. Yeah, but I ended up beating it. It wasn't the high score long. Crocs are natural gamers. SBO said, no, hang on. Crocs are not natural gamers. I refuse that. There is no species that is the superior gamer. There is none out there. And if there was, it would be the zebra. SBO said he saw Shadow enter the library car, but he's mentioned nothing about Shadow's return. He only mentions that Vector came back. When Shadow left Knuckles and Vector in the saloon car, SBO was fully seated reading his book for a good while at this point. We know Shadow had to walk back through the library car when he left the saloon, so there's absolutely no way Shadow and SBO didn't notice one another on Shadow's return trip. I mean, it was a simple slip-up. I was just fully immersed in the book that I didn't notice Shadow. You're telling me the sound of doors opening and locking wouldn't have caused you to look up? Well, you see, I can sense SBO's desperation here. Defending the argument that he was reading the entire time isn't easy. So if you didn't see Shadow returning from the saloon car or lock all those doors, then at that moment, were you really in the library car at all? But how would SBO leave? Shadow locked all the doors and no one saw SBO in the saloon car. It's a mystery, my dear Grant, one that I would love for SBO to solve. I gotta believe it. That cool demeanor is vanishing. I was so involved with my book, I didn't notice Shadow pass back through the library car. Honest. When Vector returned, he even had to tap me on the shoulder to get my attention. Yeah, I think I remember doing that. I must avenge my friend's death, so I'll ask you again, SBO. If you weren't there for Shadow to see you reading, then how did you leave the library car? I wasn't. I didn't. Why doesn't this seem right to me? Tails definitely feels like he's onto something, but I don't see it. Was SKO simply sitting reading, or did he somehow vanish to not notice Shadow's return to the car?
Night Sky paid me to say chili dog.
Chili dogs. I have to make sure our guests are taken care of. I have to speak up. Tails. We have a piece of evidence that can answer all of our problems. All right, my fellow associate, lay it on me. What piece of evidence shows Shadow and SBO couldn't have seen one another? This, the library map. Because when you look on the library map, there's actually a section here where you're blocked from seeing unless you like go in and tap them on the shoulder. All right, let's get my thoughts in order. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. I forgot to jump. Let me give it another go. Got a lot of coins. There we go. 80. Z's actually probably gonna get Emmy because I gifted him an art in return because of how happy you were about the gift. Aw, that's cool. That's sweet that, like, artists can, like, gift each other art. That's really cool. I don't have any of those kinds of creative, like, energies in me to be able to, like, you know, make something for someone. That's not in my thingy. See the exits? They're right across from one another. A straight path. If Shadow walked down the straight path, there's a way SBO and Shadow couldn't have seen one another. Looks like you'll have a point to where exactly on the map you mean. Where could SBO have been for Shadow to not see him? Interesting. That's where I was sitting reading my book. I can second this. When I returned from the saloon car, SBO was in the same spot. That confirms it then. You see, Shadow and SBO couldn't have seen one another from this spot because a bookcase is in the way. There's no way Shadow could have seen SBO or vice versa. It makes a lot of sense why you never mentioned Shadow's return, SBO. There's just no way you could have seen him. I apologize for losing my cool back there. I felt like I was grasping despite telling the truth. But I'm glad you all believe me now. Your alibi isn't the most airtight, but I have no further points. Thank you both for answering all our questions. We did it! Another pair of alibis validated. As long as I can hug Squish from you, I don't care. Aw. Hug. Too many locked doors to worry about, but I'm glad everything straightened itself out in the end. Well, I'm exhausted. I'm gonna crash here for a bit. These chairs are so comfy. Likewise, I could use a breather. Sadly, our work isn't done. I have plenty of questions for Rouge and especially Shadow. Oh, it seems the door to the next car is open. Amy must have kept it open when she passed through earlier. Then that's our cue to leave. See you later, Vector and SBO. Give 'em heck, and if you need any meat chopped up, say the word. I'll keep my poetry sharp for you both. A murderer is on the loose while doors keep getting locked. Tick tock tock. Wait, tick tick tock goes the clock while our heroes are in the caboose. Nope, that wasn't that great. Feeling pretty confident in our detective abilities. We're really doing this. Come on, Grant, let's see what's next. Coming. Oh, can I not use the... Okay, I guess I can't use the keyboard arrow keys to, like, go left and right here like that. Save, overwrite, close, resume. In through the other door. You sure you don't want to look around at all the great books a bit longer? The mystery calls. In the caboose. Excuse me. The investigation continues. I just had to take a quick sippies. Welcome back, Chaos. Yeah, sorry for the ad. I have ads running just because, you know, one, gets rid of pre-rolls for a little whiles after they're run, and two, it pays me. All this stuff getting heavy. I'll dump what I don't need. Rouge, there you are. We have a lot to say to you. We visited every train so far, and everyone said they've seen you wandering about. It's high time you told us why. What were you gonna say over my comment? Hang on. Even though you don't like getting called cute, you are lol in your own. Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't see that message, but my answer is as always. I am totally incapable of being cute. It's impossible. Pure fiction. Ain't gonna happen. My, talk about a warm welcome. Quick to the point, aren't you, darling? And I see you've brought the Microwave Master with you. Oh, please don't let that be my legacy. Tails is right. Folks have brought you up a lot. Care to explain? Tell him, Rouge. We're gonna need the help. Blaze. All right. I've been hunting for a treasure rumored to be stored here on the train. Treasure? They certainly didn't tell me about treasure in the interview. Since I'm part business tycoon, part part purveyor of fine collectibles, I knew I had to find it. Tell him what it is, Rouge. All right. Well, it's a Fabergé Chow egg. Wow, I'm actually impressed I was able to say that. Fabergé. Excuse me. Fabergé. Wow, that does sound extravagant. Please don't tell me you accepted Amy's birthday invite only to find that egg. A woman can have multiple goals. I gave Amy her birthday present already, so everything's well taken care of. She roped me in on the hunt immediately. I stayed here while she searched the train cars for clues. I deduced that the Fabergé Chow egg is here in this train car, locked in a safe. Wait, so the treasure is real? It's actually here? And what did you manage to find, Rouge? Oh, well, why don't you both take a look? I found the train's blueprints in the library car with the safe code written right on it. The score of a lifetime. 230401. The train's blueprints. Please, Rouge, let us see that. Finders keepers, sweetheart. There's a problem. We need your assistance. What kind of problem? The elevator behind the security guard leads us right to the room holding the Fabergé Chow egg. But we're not getting anywhere without the guard's access card. We need a plan to get that card to use the elevator, and our chance of success grows with everyone's help. So, you want us to help you steal the Fabergé Chow egg. Blaze, you don't have a problem with this. I see no issue here. Sounds like a fine business venture. Ah, her lore card must be influencing her decisions here. Either that or breaking the rules must be refreshing for a princess. Grant, do you have an opinion on this? It's time for a 5-finger discount. Stealing is for squares. Chat. Hey, chat. Do we try and steal something? What's our response? Stealing is for squares. It's time for a 5-finger. I can't. 5-finger. All right. I can't write the entire thing, but let me just run the poll for approximately 1 minute and see what everyone picks. I will throw my vote in as well. I'm gonna say stealing is for squares. As much as I conduct in, like, you know, the high seas back in the day and shit, this is a Fabergé egg that is existing in a fake train car in a you know, parody video game. And yes, I'm also sipping a Coke over on the right. I am prim and proper. Just you see. I know exactly what I am doing. Alright, so we got 2 votes so far for stealing is for squares. I think we're gonna go for the squares. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. All right, stealing is for squares. I think the only square here is you, Microwave Master. I must admit that wasn't the coolest thing I've heard someone say. No, my cool and mysterious reputation, it's crumbling. All right, I'm in. I'll help. Well, I suppose if both Blaze and Grant are in. All right, let's get this Fabergé Chow egg. That's the ticket. Happy to have you both on the team. Now, we must plan. Oh boy, what have we gotten ourselves into? Access to the Fabergé Chow egg room is behind a locked elevator door. The security guard has the access card. Do we attack, bribe, distract? We distract the guard. Perfect, we're all charming enough for that to work. That was actually a really nice thing to say. Grant, is everything okay? I've never seen you smile like that. Seems they don't know how to take a compliment. If I'm gonna be in a casino, my poker face needs work. Okay, who's distracting the security guard? Rouge. Of course, I'll distract him. Who could resist my feminine charm? You're a square, Grant. What the heck? You can call me Zeebs. Look, you're like, you can call me Grant, you can call me Zeebs, you can call me GrantZeebs. Just be aware that if you call me Zeebs and you're in like Scribbly's like channel, or maybe you're in Z's channel, they might get confused when you say Zeebs, because really the only difference between me and Z is I got the B's. Of course, I'll distract them. Who could resist my feminine charm? I'm not sure how effective your charm will be on a Chow. Plus, your flight might prove useful. I'm not sure you being the distraction makes sense. Oh well, fair enough. Let's think it over again. Okay, who's distracting the security guard? Blaze. Think you can distract the guard, Blaze? In my life, I've never let a single person down. I won't falter. Great! Her voice was so stoic I have chills. Well, I trust her. Moving on. What's the distraction? Ask the Chow about their partner and kids. Excellent. People love talking about themselves. This will easily distract the guards. Perfect. I think we can move on then. With the guard distracted, Rouge, how will you get the access card? Pick the pockets. I'll snatch the key, no problem. That Chow in uniform won't notice a thing. Excellent. We can count on you, Rouge. Try not to take anything else from them if you can help it. No promises. With the card obtained, we need to get Blaze out of there. Grant, what's your plan? There's a drink without a coaster. Absolutely vile. I can think of nothing worse. Despicable. I would never allow such a thing in my kingdom. The guard will go running immediately. I'm sure of it. Great. With the guard distracted, we'll all head over to the elevator. And just like that, we all make it to the elevator. Inside, we... celebratory dance. Now that's a proper victory. Oh no, one last security measure we didn't account for. What do we do about the mechanical arms attacking from the ceiling? Have Tails disable them. I should be able to disengage them. I'll just need time. Well, that leads us nicely to our next question. Oh no, Tails is taking a while and the arms are tightening their grip. Cry and hope they sympathize. Tails managed to do it. Darlings, I'm happy to say this plan is perfect. If everyone is ready, it's time to execute. I'm ready. Let's begin. All right, let's see what's up that elevator. Oh my gosh, how much of this plan is actually gonna go through? Oh, okay, never mind, we're there. I knew the plan would go off without a hitch. We couldn't have done this far without you both. You have my gratitude. Our planning beforehand was very thorough, I must admit, and it was executed to perfection. Enough chatter. Now we claim our real prize. I have the safe code right here on these blueprints. Let's claim our Fabergé Chow egg then. No question, this has got to be the safe with our treasure. Enter in the code on the blueprints and find out, Rouge. 23041. Oh, wow! It's here! Ha! I have it! Alright, before anyone sees, let us get out of here. Hold on, kiddo. We can't be so hasty. You truly think that's all there is to this egg? No further secrets whatsoever? Rouge, spit it out. What are you hiding? Only 3 of these eggs were ever made, each hiding their own individual secret. No one knows the secret, because anyone who's opened one of these has never lived to tell the tale. You can open the egg? You sure can, and all of you will bear witness to its secrets. Rouge, I don't know if you should. All you need to do is twist it. Tick. Oh, it's a bomb. It's a bomb. Has no one lived to tell the egg's secret because each egg is a bomb? I think you're onto something, kid. Sure sounds like a bomb. We need to dispose of that egg now. Dispose of it? After all our hard work? Rouge? Fine, fine. What do we do? Where do I put the thing? What do we do with a bomb? Throw it and lock it in the safe. Oh, fine. It's gonna go back in. Tails, the safe won't lock. The door is staying open. Close the door and twist the dial. I absolutely am. There must be some weird way to relock the door. There's no other buttons or dials? Oh my god. Open up and see if there's wires to cut. Red wire, blue wire, you gotta cut one like in the movies. This isn't a movie, Grant, this is real life. Twist the egg again. That's clearly not working. Toss the egg in the elevator. We're clearly not gonna blow up the elevator. Smash it against the wall. Rock the egg to sleep. Finish it ticking and see what's inside. What if it isn't a bomb? Oh, is it just an egg timer? When we quizzed him about the manual. Yep, the robotic arms. No, it wasn't that, it was the other thing. Those robot arms that it tucks seem to have a lot of functions here on the train. If a bomb was brought onto the disguised as this Fabergé egg, their arms would have detected it and wouldn't have allowed it on. The only other person who knows the coming and going of the train is the conductor, and he surely wouldn't allow such a thing either. So if we're out of options, I think we should wait and see what happens. Alright, so we're waiting. And it's not a bomb at all. You really were onto something. Phew! My. Well, that's one way to get the heart racing. I'm completely relieved. My hunch was right, thankfully. Yee, let's see what's inside. Hey there. Wow, look at that sparkle. It's so heavy, too. The final secret to the Fabergé Chow egg is a chow covered in gems. It's perfect. It's exquisite. It's revolutionary. Is she drooling over a sparkling ornament? Though I must admit, it is stunning. You said no one lived to tell the Fabergé Chow's egg secret. I wonder why, if the egg wasn't a bomb. Because they weren't as tough as us. I don't know. Who cares? What a precious treasure. A beauty to behold. Maybe they naturally died of old age and just kept the secret with them. As much fun as this has been, we should get out of here before we're spotted. Good call. Let's go. We are doing more murder mystery. No one seems to suspect anything, and the security guard is back at their post. Hope they subdued their drink coaster friend okay. Thank you for both of your assistance. That hunt was exactly the thrill I was seeking. Stealing was strangely fun, but I'd prefer to never do it again. Now, Rouge. Rouge? She's completely absorbed in that bedazzled chow. What? What is it? About those blueprints. Now that you're done with them, maybe we can take a look? While I appreciate your assistance, it's, as I said, finders keepers. I'll need them a little longer in case I missed any other treasures, but I promise to let you take a peek later. I don't want to sound ungrateful, but I'm sure you get it, sweetheart. A Sonic character, though they doubt they have shirts that fit in the... They have shirts? I mean, look at Rouge! Look at Rouge and her boobies. Hang on a second, let me just zoom in. Like, she's got a shirt. She's got a top. Sure, it's like not a great top, but she still's got a top covering her boobies. I would have a shirt. I'm just wondering if zebras would be in this game. You can just add sweetheart to the end of a sentence and make things better. But I don't think there's any reason with her. She's more powerful than me. Hey! Zapper! I need my shirt back. Give me my shirt. Give me my shirt. Zapper. 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 Give me my shirt back. I need the shirt. The conductor cannot be topless. Thank you for the hyper himbo, though. We have a murder mystery to attend to. Before you go, Shadow gave me and Rouge one of these. He passed these around earlier. Hey, it's the key. Let us lock the door so you can continue forward. You know, we've had a lot of people mentioning you, Rouge, but we also have just as much suspicion about Shadow. He's unpredictable, that one. Good luck to you. The door is unlocked. Both of you stay safe. Thanks again. Will do. Come on, Grant, let's head out. Gotcha. The mystery continues. Tails, we must search the trash bin. It's empty. Oh! Did I hear an O? I've always believed in a thorough investigation, even peeking in the trash. See? It's about persistence, Tails. My dad told me that when he met my mother, he would drive to her work 2 hours away every Tuesday with a flower from his garden. She quickly agreed to a date, and when she arrived at the restaurant, she found 24 roses waiting for her. Within a year, the two were married. It's about caring, dedication, and persistence. Apparently there's a bigger option. Yes, I've been working on a bigger option. There was a redeem I was working on. Hang on a second. There was a redeem I was working on. It doesn't like 100% work because the problem is you know, when where's my brain at? Because if I, you know, set up the like, you know, the bigger thingy-majiggy, I haven't done all the points. I haven't figured out if I'm gonna do it for a hype train or for something else. Where is it? Here it is. This action here. A bigger option. And there's no sound. Why is there no sound? Did I break it? Nope, it's enabled. Hang on. Yeah, it's enabled.
Emotional damage.
It was working a long time ago. But it's not making any noises now. That's not good. Unless... Are you guys hearing any noises when I do it? You can imagine the bigger tearing the shirt before the reset. Oh yeah, no, it does tear the shirt. That's not a mistake. That does happen. Okay, so you don't hear anything? What the? Test.
Bigger, 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 bigger.
All right, there we go. So there's the 3 biggers. Try again. Why is it... Is it because I paused the cues? Yes, it's because I paused the cues. Hang on a second. Oh, no, it's because they're in the zebra body redeem is why. These won't work while I'm hyper himboed right now. That's why. Once the hyper himbo is over, then I would be able to have the... It's hard trying to be, you know, a cool himbo zebra, okay? It's hard trying to come up with these things. Because, like, I think one of the things I realized is that because I wanted to do it via WebSockets, the VNyan stuff, but if I do it via WebSockets, the WebSockets take over for the hyper himbo stuff. So like VC Face does, you know, the hyper himbo thing, which is helpful, but you got like, I'm pressing the button right now to swap from like hyper himbo and such, but none of that is working because, you know, the WebSocket was going directly into the shape key. The WebSocket wasn't sort of masking the hotkey instead, which is the issue. So yeah, if VNyan wasn't running through VC Face, I imagine it would be fine, but yeah. Excuse me. Lollipop stick. Well, like the leftover stick from a lollipop, that's all there is. Grant, is everything okay? Do you need me to bring you a flower? Just leave me be, please. That's Dr. Eggman's logo. I suppose he does a lot of dealings with casinos. He's an evil scientist that's always causing troubles for us in Sonic. Every poker chip I've personally seen has had Eggman's mug on it, so I'm not too surprised to see this here. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised then as well.
Bigger, bigger, bigger.
There we go. Now the cue goes on.
Bigger. Bigger.
There we go.
Bigger. Bigger. Bigger.
And then there will come a point where the thingy-majiggy resets.
Bigger.
Thanks again for your help. Now I can get around. Your alibi.
Bigger.
When Amy began the murder mystery, what did you do? Once Amy paired Blaze and I up, I immediately roped her in on my Fabergé Chow egg hunt.
Bigger.
We split up at the casino car, and I went searching for the blueprints. I walked back to the library and saloon cars till I found it in the library car. Did you see Sonic at all during your search? Sonic? No, I don't believe so. I remember him in the dining car at the beginning. Do you have anything to support that claim? Listen, plenty of people saw me poking around, and I have the blueprints on me. I hardly had time to chase Sonic down, murder him, and find the blueprints myself. Yes, I can get really big. We appreciate you answering our questions, Rouge. You take care now. Ah! Yes. So the Blue Wonder finally died. Yes. He's dead. Likewise. Alrighty. Hand, do you have anything for me? The capabilities of these robot arms are quite spectacular. You're impressed every time you see them.
Bigger.
Was ordering it around a bit earlier. All right, so will it do the thingy? No, because I've set it to 0 now, the normal hotkey method of making me like bigger and smaller does not work. So I need to like, in order to do it, I then need to go into the node graphs and do the, I need to do the whatsamahoozy from, hang on a second, test regime, drop an anvil, cactar, hotkey alternatives, here it is. So I need to send the extra Himbo signal from there, and then I'm able to do the hotkeys normally. Hype train time? I don't have a thingamadiggy for the shirt to burst, though. That's not a thing yet. Maybe it's just going to be one of those things where in the far-flung future of I'm never going to have the time to do it, maybe I'll make a Unity project and, you know, figure out how to get my zebra with all the face tracking and all that nonsense. But I think I think one of the key things I need to do is maybe tone down on a number of the, you know, alternative stuff that can happen to my zebra and just get back to getting the basics working, because I want to get the AR kits turned on for it, and I want to figure out how to do a good AR kit. I believe Miss Mixie and Wolk have done AR kits, but Wolk is really busy right now. There's like 300 odd requests coming over to Wolk, so he's really busy for, you know, me sending, like, throwing my asset and going, hey, can you, you know, do AR kits and do the thingy madiggies again or something or other. So I either need to figure it out for myself or wait for when Mixie is available to do it. Things operate much smoother with them than Yep, this is true. They're very versatile. All right, what's your alibi? Pulling off that heist was much more enjoyable than the rest of the Concito games. Do you think you can go over your alibi again for us, Blaze? When Amy began the murder mystery, what did you do? Sure. We left the dining car and Rouge pulled me aside to talk about the Fabergé Chow egg. We walked and talked to the casino car, where we then went our separate ways. I scooped around and discovered the egg was here. After that, I played the slot machines. This train did a sudden jolt, which was odd, but I didn't leave the car. I gave Amy her present when she stopped by. Shadow passed through as well, but it was brief. He gave me the exit key and left. Interesting. Do you have any sort of proof you were here playing the slots? I do, actually. I kept winning, so I saved the cash-out voucher. You can take a look. Let's see. 14,000 credits? That's an enormous payout. How did you... I'm just naturally lucky, I suppose. She's so self-aware. Well, thank you for your time, Blaze. Anytime. And Tails, do tell Cream I said hi, won't you? Of course. Can do. Dr. Edmonds built a lot of casinos to run around in, but I've never actually sat down to play any. Want to play blackjack? I don't know how to play that. It's easy. Let me show you. We don't have time for this. We have to avenge Sonic. Ready to get going? Yes, let's find Shadow. What's gonna happen to Sonic? Not dead. He's just pretending to be dead? Yeah, he's just tired or something like that. Alright, so now we're in the lounge car. Now is as good of a time as any to clean out my pockets. I know you won't talk, but I know exactly why you've been locking these doors. It's hard to get a word in as you talk over me. I have my reasons. No reason is convincing enough. It's inconceivable what you did. Hey, what's going on? I see you made it here, Tails. But I didn't expect the Iron Chef as well. Well, let's see what you say when your microwave chili dog's delicious. I'd also like to know why you've been locking doors throughout the train, Shadow. Well, it seems Amy already knows, so ask her. I'm not saying a thing. You lot will have to tell me why. Now, if you could leave me be, I have an appointment coming up. An appointment? Who wants to meet with him? Wolk is getting 6 new outfits from Z and a couple other stuff from many people. Ooh, 6 new outfits. I didn't know about the 6 new outfits for for Z. I knew he was looking into new outfits. I didn't know about the 6 new thingamadiggies. This is probably why Wolk doesn't, like, send a lot of messages in my chat. He's just gonna have a fear of me, like, he's gonna say hi, he's gonna stick around for a little too long, and I'm gonna be like, hey, Wolk, I have a task for you. I have a job. Well, Grant, it seems like Shadow isn't going to talk. Let's do some investigating. Right. Ready to find some answers, Tails? Indubitably, my dear Grant. Grant, could you open the wardrobe, please? Sure. Is there a reason you want me to do it? What if something falls out? Or worse, someone leaps out? I just think you should do it. Fine. Alright, watch a pro. Ah! All this dust. You opened the door too fast. It blew everywhere. Hack. There's another robot arm just doing its thing. No. Hey, robot arm, can you give me a high five? Alright. What else is there? Ooh! Keys. Then he's like, no, lol. A key ring. Must be Shadow the Locksmith. Interesting. There's only 2 keys. I figured a locksmith would have a bunch. Want a key take it? Yep, let's take it. Alright, so the key ring is added. Printer is hooked up to the computer. Sonic rowing a boat. Nope, doesn't work. Hey, look, it's Sonic! Rowing a boat. Nice. Yep, this is exactly what I asked for. Quietly set this back on the printer. They told us about this in my interview. The lounge is a computer complete with internet access for casual browsing. How lovely. Seems convenient. It is. A shame to be on the computer and missing these gorgeous views, though. I feel like if you're using the computer here, you must really need to use it. Wow, Tails, you have to check this out. Oh, that's a character, isn't it? That guy. That guy right there. That's someone, isn't it? Hang on. I'm gonna do the slow zoom so I get an even bigger zoom. And then we're gonna move it over here. That's someone, isn't it? Biggs the cat. Wait, that's it? Just Biggs? Spectacular, isn't it? I just want to hop out and take a dip in the ocean. If this train wasn't so nice to be on, I'd agree. Biggie. Despite the murder lingering in the air. I just thought the same thing. Alright, trash. Tails. No. Tails, I think we should check the trash bin. Every trash bin has been empty, Grant, and you've been disappointed every time. Are you going to get sad again if there's nothing in the trash can? No. There's always something in the trash. Let's check the trash bin. What's this? Crumpled paper. Someone printed out the front page of a ticket website. It's for the band Hot Honey. Interesting. Hot Honey is one of Amy's favorite bands. Who cares what it is? Let's add it to our inventory. And we sure this isn't just trash? I'll let you have this. There's always success if you check the trash bin. Hey, it's the Big Chow Band. Give us a ditty. They don't miss. They understand music, absolutely. I don't know very many of the Sonic franchise. Glad you two finally caught up. I'm surprised it took you so long to get here. I thought you wanted to save Sonic. We've been thorough. Do you have any clues for us? Just a hot tip, but all will be revealed in due time. I think I'll be shedding a big light on this whole case. I hear sharing is caring. No way. Journalist reporter Amy Rose is always first to reveal a scoop. When you're ready to challenge Shadow, talk to him. Then I'll be ready. I'm so curious what it is. She seems confident. We'll hold you to it. I'm surprised it took you so... yeah, we already got the thingy-madiggy. I hear sharing is caring. Alright, ooh. Presenting Big Chow Band. Take a beat. The Music Planet Zone. All right, cool. We can't move until we interrogate. Oh, yeah, okay. Dink. Why did you come over here? There's nothing I can help either of you with. I ask that you leave me alone. That stare, so cold. You know, maybe we'll get out of here, actually. Grant, we certainly will not. I don't think we have enough evidence yet. Why don't we look around a bit first? Wait, is there, like, other things I can check out? I've already checked out the computer. I've already checked out the trash. The arm. Oh, wait, am I supposed to... Hey, a cord. Do you see this? A pull string. Hi there, Sashera. You saw this on Twitter this morning. Is it any good? I'm having a little bit of fun with it. I know nothing. Hang on. The zoom is really weird. Ow. I know nothing about the Sonic franchise. Apparently I was wrong for thinking Tails is always a sidekick, and I did not believe when they said Shadows was like the ultimate life form. I am not really good at knowing all the Sonic shit, and I feel like I'm getting close to the end. There's a full passageway back here. Come on, we have to see where this leads. He's curious. This must mean something's big. Oh, it's back to the library. So there's a secret passage from the lounge to the library. All right, so we go back through the... That's interesting. Tails is no sidekick, apparently. We need to add that to our inventory. Hidden passage has been added. I think we found enough clues. Let's go interrogate Shadow and figure out what's what. Also, Sashera, everyone's role-playing like a different role. This is like a murder party, because in this murder mystery, Sonic is dead! He's not actually dead, he just ate too many chili dogs and he's in pain because the train, you know, abruptly halted, so now he's just taking a little snooze. Lamau. Exactly. Why did you come over here? Start the interrogation. Shadow, we have questions for you. Will you three get out? I'm busy. I said I have an appointment to attend to. Sorry, but this is important. Shadow, we've questioned everyone on this train, and every single person is mentioned running into you. You've been locking every door in the train, and I know why. What? Pray tell, why was I locking all the doors? Time to reveal my hot tip. Hope everyone's ready for a scoop found by yours truly. We're ready. According to the map, the next car is the conductor's car where Sonic was stationed. This door right here in the lounge car is the only door that leads to the conductor's car. Following? So Shadow was locking all the doors for one reason and one reason alone: to keep Sonic from escaping the conductor's car. So you think Shadow was trapping Sonic? I sure do. He locked the conductor's car, then locked all the others, so one locked door wasn't suspicious. Pure conjecture, you all. Get out and leave me be. Well, my sources can back up these claims. They will remain anonymous, but I think the point stands. My source claims they never saw Sonic again after he went to the conductor's car. Why? Because he was trapped and couldn't leave the conductor's car. Reckless speculation. Does the logic sound, though? Was Shadow trapping Sonic? I'll play along and follow this train of logic, Amy. If Shadow did lock the door to the conductor's car, imprisoning Sonic, then how was Sonic found in the dining car? Exactly. I think Grant and I can explain the car change, however. Grant, what evidence do we have that shows Sonic could have gotten to the dining car? It would be the hidden passage. Let's go. So yeah, so this is the gameplay aspect, Sashera, is you have to do this to, like, you gotta collect enough rings and such, so then that way you can and not die. So then that way you can, you know, your train of thought completes. This is fun. Ah! And here we go. Jump. Big jump. Oh, not enough rings. I dropped some important rings. All right, let me try this again. That's the first time I failed on the ring count. Big jump. Big jump. Big jump. There we go. Now we got enough rings. It keeps in theme with the classic Sonic gameplay, but it's also shaking up a bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Grant and I found a hidden passage in the wardrobe that leads right to the library car. What? A secret passage? So someone could have used the passage, snuck through the library car, walked past the distracted boys playing arcade, and safely arrive at the dining car. Excellent work, Grant. This adjusts my theory a bit. So Shadow murdered Sonic in the conductor's car, but then thought through the crime scene being so close to his station was suspicious. Shadow picked up Sonic, locked the door to the conductor's car on the way out, and dropped the body off at the dining car. Are you officially accusing Shadow of murder? I am. But of course, this is just a theory. A game theory. Hang on. Yeah. I don't have any evidence to back this up, other than my hot scoop. Seems Tails and I were more than thorough. If Shadow's not going to talk, then I'll humor you once again. If Shadow traveled through the hidden passage and arrived in the library car, then how did Espio and Vector not see him? I suppose it would be hard to sneak around two people. Grant, do you have any guesses? Espio and Vector didn't see Shadow because Espio was reading, so they were behind the thingy-majiggy. Checks out, that's what he told me too. He's lying. What was that, Shadow? When I completely obliterated Knuckles and Vector at that whatever game, I left the saloon car. I spent some time looking for Espio, but he was not there. He was not in the library car. Ooh! So Espio must have used the passage. If you must know, I needed to give him a key. As if. Why would a locksmith be giving away keys? Shadow has been giving away a lot of keys, actually. Everyone's had to unlock the door. Yep. Grant and I can further validate Shadow's claims. What evidence supports Shadow's claim that he's giving away keys? The key ring. Because a locksmith should have had, you know, it should have had some extra keys on there. It would have been better with VAs. Wait a minute. Furry, are you saying you don't like me reading out what the characters are saying? You don't like the accent? Damn it. Are you saying you don't like my voice? Are you saying that this, like, honeytone tones of accents and words and thesaurus things, other meanings, innuendos. I'm running out of words. You don't like my voice? You're really hitting my self-esteem here.
Bigger.
And then... Jump. So long as I don't hit anything, I should be okay in terms of damage. There we go. Got everything. Yeah! There's only one reason there's exactly 2 keys on that keyring. Those were the 2 keys Shadow meant to give to Espio and Vector. No way! Well, what of his own key? Couldn't one of those be him? I have my own key on me. Interesting. Time to put on the pouty zebra face. Oh. I don't have like a really good pouty face. I just have like the ears doing something. I don't have like a lot of cool shape keys. I'm not really good at that. So let's say Shadow's telling the truth. Then what? If Shadow didn't murder Sonic and bring him to the dining car, then what possible reason could he have for locking all the doors? She's right, her theory is strong. Tails and I certainly haven't presented any possibility. Is Shadow really innocent in Sonic's murder? Grant and I know exactly why Sonic was locking all the doors. Why does he keep including me? Everyone today is giving you a birthday present. Oh, most everyone, yeah. Everyone's been so sweet. Just Sonic and Shadow haven't given me anything yet, but that's okay. Just them being here is enough. Understood. Thank you, Andy. Grant? Yes, Tails? I have a theory, but I need a piece of evidence to support it. We know Shadow walked through every train car, locking the exits, and he gave everyone stationed in the cars a key. Except for you, me, and Amy. Yep. The conductor gave Amy her birthday key, not Shadow, so why would he lock all the doors and not give us a key? Shadow couldn't find us. Because we were like, you know, stuck in the closet thingy-majiggy. He could have given us keys if he wanted to. That's a compelling argument, so maybe. Shadow wanted to keep us away. Not us, Grant. I'm making a leap here, but stick with me. I think Shadow was trying to keep Amy away. What? Excuse me? I was thinking I wish we had voice acting because we don't have enough VNs in voice acting. Oh no. Fun fact, Furry Cures. We have a lot of VAs out there. There are a lot. The problem is, however, is the classic problem that we have in capitalism, which is companies do not want to spend the money on VAs. That's just the be-all end-all. And unfortunately, VAs aren't, you know, under the same sort of, you know, profitability, like, you know, them returns as actors are. And for some weird reason, studios will more often hire big name actors because they're using that as a promotional piece for their video games rather than getting accomplished voice actors. So yeah. Shadow would never do that. It's my birthday. You know it's my birthday, right? Don't you, Shadow? Yeah. How dare! Grant, show me the evidence. If Shadow is trying to keep me away, prove it. You've been so thorough, whatever. What proof do you have? Tails thinks Shadow was trying to keep just Amy away. Why? What evidence shows what Shadow didn't want Amy to know? Ah, yes, the crumpled paper. Just organize my thoughts. The crumpled paper has the thingy-majiggy, the movie, sorry, the tickets. Oh, Jesus. I can do this. Oh no, I don't think I have enough rings. Oh, maybe I will, maybe I will, maybe I will. Yes, I have just enough rings. I just need to not hit anything. Yeah. VAs kind of need to eat too. That is very valid and true. It's really like, we're right now going into an age where AI is trying to be utilized in a lot more stuff. We have the we have all the visual stuff, like everyone's able to see that and they're trying to, like, you know, fight back on that kind of stuff. It is funny seeing it. I think it was used in one of the and I can't remember what the video game is, but someone was doing like AI upscaling on all these different assets in a video game, and one of the assets that they tried upscaling was like a photo, or sorry, a painting in a scene, and the scene actually used a Getty image. So when the AI tried blowing it up, you could see this very obvious like Photoshop job that was done. Like, obviously the Photoshop job was done to cover up the signature back when it was lo-fi and no one could really tell, but when it was upscaled, they noticed this very suspicious spot where, you know, Getty Images was removed. And if there's anyone that doesn't want people using AI to avoid piracy, it's Getty. Let me see if I can find the Getty Images video game upscale. Hang on a second. It's I know it's somewhere. Hopefully my internet doesn't conk out when I do this. I need to share this. Also, I forgot to do this earlier, but shout out to Shashera. They're a Fox girl. They do some fun things. And they most recently played through Resident Evil 2. All right. Google Images is not doing what I want it to do. Let's get Edge. Amazingly enough, Microsoft Edge does not cause me many problems. All right, hang on a second. All right, I was looking up Getty image, video game, upscaled. Like, give me a second. AI. Artificial intelligence having AI look like new. I know it's somewhere. There was an article or something where it was demonstrating how, like, this photo or something like that in a video game got upscaled, and they were trying to hide it. Give me a second. Let me find it. Because it was just hilarious sort of seeing this at first, where it was like, it got upscaled, and it was like, you could see this really poor Photoshop. Where is it? Damn it. Nope, I can't find it. Never mind. I was wrong. I don't have the evidence. Everything about that must be dismissed. What is that? We found this in the trash bin next to the printer. It's Hot Honey. It's a band ticket website. Tails, don't. This is Hot Honey's website. No way. I love them. It's a band I'm currently obsessed with. Jeremy B is my favorite. All the members have B after their name. Isn't it cute? I haven't gone to any other shows just yet. My name has a B in it. Hang on a second. B. GrantZeebs. Hi there, Hendrix. That's how my name works. You just put the B at the end. That's why I'm cooler than Z, is because there's a big B at the end. Is he online right now? No, he isn't. Damn. I was really hoping I could be funny and just be like, B. Isn't it cute? I haven't gone to any of their shows yet to see them, though. Their tickets are really hard to get. You have to be ready online at a specific time, and they sell out in minutes. So the question becomes, why was this paper found in the train car Shadow was stationed in? Watch yourself, Fox. The situation is becoming much clearer. Hello there. Hi, Hendrix. I saw you do the lurk message earlier. Hopefully you're doing okay. I don't know how Tails figured things out so soon, but I see where he's heading. The printout of the Hot Honey Band Tickets website exists because Shadow was buying tickets for Amy. What? Shadow, is this true? Are you trying to get me concert tickets for my birthday? I've done a poor job hiding the surprise, it seems. Yes, I'm trying to get you concert tickets for your birthday. Shadow! I used that printer earlier and I found it difficult to manage. When I logged onto the website, did you print the homepage by accident? Yes. That's exactly what happened. I'm not fantastic with computers, admittedly. I can't believe this after I accuse you of murder. Spill everything, Shadow. The cat's out of the bag. I want to know everything. Fine. The surprise is ruined anyway. Oof. Probably our fault there. Ah, sorry. That's all a detective's job is, I suppose. When I arrive on the train, I realize everyone else had a gift except for me. Worried for my social status, I immediately began brainstorming ideas and I saw the computer. I remembered Amy had never seen Hot Honey live and looked it up. That's when I accidentally printed the homepage. The concert tickets weren't actually on sale, I realized, but would be available soon. Is that the appointment you keep speaking of? The time you're able to actually buy the concert tickets? Precisely. I haven't purchased the tickets yet. I knew I had to keep Amy away while I waited to buy the tickets, so I began locking all the doors. And for the safety of everyone, I handed out keys so they could get in and out, telling them not to leave anyone through. It didn't work. Amy still managed to make it here somehow. It's because the conductor gave me this! The birthday key. This key opens up any door on the train. I've gotten through every locked door with ease. The plan's fatal flaw, the birthday key. Have you ever heard of the birthday key? Have you ever heard of a birthday key? I have never heard of a birthday key. I've heard of birthday cakes, birthday suits, birthday hats, birthday plans, but not the birthday key. Do not Google birthday suit. I should have guessed. It's all a well-known privilege. Shadow, Your gesture is so sweet, and after I accused you too. How about this? Let's buy the tickets later, and to make it up to you, you can come with me. I don't know if... Too late! It's happening! Eee! I can't wait! The show of a lifetime! Fine. Happy birthday, Amy. I expect lots of pictures from the concert, you two. Seems the mystery of Shadow's locked door has finally reached the end. I blame my source for all this. That wasn't a hot tip at all, leading me to believe Shadow was behind everything. My credibility as a journalist reporting down the drain. Amy, I'm curious. Who is the source for your, big scoop? I would like to know as well. Sorry, strictly confidential. My credibility may be shot, but my principles must stay intact. I have a strong feeling I know exactly who your source is. Huh? But we need to investigate one last area. The conductor's car. I'll come with you. I'd love to know who's been dragging my name through the mud. And I'll join as well. Time to see this through to the end. We're more than happy to have you both. Grant, I hate to say it, but I believe our investigation is finally coming to a close. The pieces are coming together. The full picture is becoming clearer and clearer. Let's end this, Tails. We'll pin down Sonic's murderer for good. Right on, then. Let's do it. Dink. Ready to go to the conductor's car? Let's finish this. It's now or never. Ooh. The conductor car. So we got a spilled mug, we got a broken hand, and we got a dart. Should really sort out my evidence before I continue.
Bigger.
In my short time working on this train, I haven't visited the conductor's car yet. It feels... empty. Wait, where's the conductor? That's odd. I haven't seen him throughout the train at all. Last we saw him was when he left the dining car. Something clearly happened here. Nothing we can't figure out. Come on, time to investigate. Let's crack on. Alright, we got a spilt. It fell over when the train sped up, not sure. Wait, what's it say on the mug? A cup of joe in your hand, wife by your side, paradise. Alright, we get it. He loves his wife. The robot arm has been completely torn off. How creepy. That arm is powerful. It'd be tough to break it out of its grip. A lot of people here have the strength to tear this off, but the question is, why? A confrontation definitely occurred in this room. We should log this. Aye, sir. Broken robot arm has been added to our inventory. What's this? Someone's playing darts? That's not a throwing dart. That's a blow dart. Someone brought a weapon onto this train. That shouldn't be possible. Tails is right. The train detects any weapons on a passenger before letting them aboard. Let's make note of this. Blow dart is added to our inventory. I think we found enough clues. Let's talk to Amy and solve this once and for all. Hang on. Trash. You know, I'm alright. I don't need to check the trash bin. You're satisfied with finding a clue before, huh? I know they say always check the trash bin, but I'm good. I'll go out on a high note. Wow! The conductor looks so young in this uniform. He's been around a long time. After 32 years, he told me he's finally retiring. He said he's heading to Spagonia with his wife. I hope they have a great trip. 32 years is a long time. I wish him a lot of happiness. May any future sorrow be fleeting. Ah, yes, I wish that too. I've noticed these screens throughout the entire train. Yeah, they're used to show information in advertisements. They're nice. The picture is really clear. I would watch a full movie on one. I saw a slide that said, "Happy birthday, Amy." That was so cute. The next ad, being for nasal medication, was a little jarring, though. The high-quality screens probably didn't do that ad any favors. Not at all. Perhaps too much detail. And then we got the controls. You didn't realize these robot arms could also drive the train. Yeah, but they can't access every function on the train like the conductor can. Did they teach you how to drive it? No. Just how to work the microwave. I recognize some of these functions. Maybe I could drive the train. I would definitely trust you to drive the train. Same, actually. It's true. You could drive this train flawlessly. Aw, guys. Isn't it odd we haven't seen the conductor since the dining car? I figured he'd have to drive the train the entire time. I guess the same, but the train's quick speed up is odd, and we certainly don't know where he is. I hope he's alright. Admittedly, I do miss his laugh. Well, you two, you think you have enough evidence for me to call everyone here? It's high time we named a suspect. What do you think, Grant? Ready to solve this case? Yes! And you know who it might be? It's gonna be the conductor. Because the conductor is the only person... Because he gave a skeleton key to Amy, and he most likely was aware of the secret passage that would have gotten him out from the conductor car and make his way to get ahead to the dining car and drop off Sonic there. He's also the one that would have a sleep dart, because while the train would be keeping an eye on any guests... While the train would be keeping an eye on any guests trying to, like, you know, smuggle in weapons or all that kind of nonsense, it wouldn't check the conductor. The conductor has, interestingly enough, been excluded from that little message. Bigger. I should probably get rid of my conductor's hat, so then that way I am not, you know... I am not, you know, blamed for it. Please report to the conductor car at once. This is everyone. Wonderful to have you all here. Tails and I are ready to announce our prime suspect. With assistance from Grant... Why hasn't Sonic shown up? He's dead! Vector, real quick, can you come with me to get Sonic? He must still be pretending to be dead, lazy bum. Ready, let's go get him! Let me tell you, darlings, this has been a delight. A delight? The air in here is so intense. I love it. Nothing like the thrill of a mystery. The train has so many amenities. I feel so catered to. Admittedly, I've been having a lot of fun myself. The amusement of a chase. I see why you're a detective outside of this mystery, SBO. You and I love a good thrill, it seems. But on this train, I am but a humble poet. I'll be willing to do an event like this again. It says here the train does escape rooms as well. I love escape rooms! Count me in. I'm so glad everyone's having a good time. Maybe we should ride a train just to relax sometime. Yeah, that'd be fun too. I think they're realizing Sonic is like, what in the world? That's Amy's voice. Quick, where's Amy? She's all the way back at the dining car because Sonic is dead. He's not responding to us. Sonic! He's hurt. Why isn't he moving? Sonic, can you hear us? He's banged up. If there is a pulse, it's weak. Set him down, Vector. Make sure his head is propped up. I'll help you. I knew one of you might take this too far. Hey, it's the Pico Hammer. Which one of you did this to Sonic? On my birthday, no less. Could this really have been one of us? There's no one else here, Knuckles. So I'll ask again. Which one of you did this? This is inexcusable. Sonic's hurt. I'm going to expose the monster who did this. Tails is not having it. I thought Sonic could handle anything, but somehow he met his match. I'm going to help you get to the bottom of this, Tails. Absolutely. Me too. Same. We're going to figure out exactly what happened in this room. and punish the one irresponsible. Sonic? He was really hurt this whole time and I did nothing. I'm righting my wrong. I must take down the murderer. Tails, Grant, I have a big question to ask. Who in this room did this? Who killed Sonic the Hedgehog? They're not here. Like, the conductor is not here. I'm gonna say Espio. Espio, you were the one to murder Sonic, weren't you? Huh? I did no such thing, my young friend, but if it's a battle of wits you wish, I would love to discuss things. Let's discuss. What the? You're accusing Espio? We already talked about this. The man was reading. You have nothing. Restarting Espio's alibi would be helpful for everyone, I think. Espio was locked in the library car reading. He only had access to saloon car during the murder. However, new evidence has come to light that needs to be addressed. New evidence? Oh, that's right. Grant, could you fill everyone in? What did we find that brings into question Espio's alibi? We discovered a hidden passage. Espio could have left the library at any time because Tails and I found a hidden passage from the library car to the lounge car. In the lounge, the hidden passage exits behind the wardrobe. I feel lucky we even found it. Not only would Espio avoid any locked doors, but that would put him in the car just before this one. You have no evidence. I used any secret passage. I answered all your questions without flaw. I was reading the entire time, remember? It's true, you didn't miss a question, but I think Grant and I can explain that too. Grant? How did Espio know everything in the train manual he was reading? A ninja like him speed reads. Espio is a ninja. He's fluent in 17 different languages and remarkably disciplined. What are you getting at? You picked a random book from the shelf and memorized it, just to guarantee yourself a clean alibi. What? That's absurd.
21 thinks you should do 20 squats.
Memorizing a whole book. I know this is a talented bunch, but that seems like a lot. I don't know, it is plausible. Espio is particularly skilled. I've known Espio a long time. He once speed read a book I was reading just to spoil the ending for me.
Bigger.
Alright, I gotta do my squats real quick. If I'm right, Espio quickly memorized a book before entering the hidden passage. Let me do my squats real quick.
Bigger.
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 Bigger. Stretching. Stretch. Stretching. Here we go. Oh my god, I'm so tired. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Bigger.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Thank you for the 20 squats. Thank you for the 20 squats, furry. Then, Espio could have met Sonic in the conductor's car, where he was murdered. Since we're only talking in what-ifs, let me throw something at you.
Bigger.
How was I to know about the hidden passage?
Bigger.
It's hidden. That's right. How could Espio have even known it was there? You said it yourself, kid. You were lucky to even find the passage. Grant and I might not have the evidence to answer your question, but we know someone who does. Grant? Who here has evidence to prove Espio knew about the hidden passage? Rouge. Right, we need to see those blueprints. Blueprints? You stole blueprints? Whatever, I already used it to scout for more treasures. Came up cold. You can have it. Blueprints are added to your inventory. This right here is a blueprint to the entire plan. I was wondering why the model was looking buffer. Oh yeah, there's a channel redeem that I'm experimenting with. It's turned on right now, where you can make me marginally bigger. It's not perfect, as you can see, and I need to update the sound files, and I need to conduct a thingy-majiggy, so it's only available during hype trains. Espio could have easily used this to find the hidden passage. What makes you think I ever saw those blueprints? Rouge had them. Well, Grant, do you have an answer for him? How could Espio have seen those blueprints? Espio found them before Rouge did. Where did you find the blueprints? Oh, the library car. It was stuffed with the brochures. I checked the saloon car first, then found the blueprints after leaving. So that means Espio had time to find the blueprints and discover the hidden passage. In my theory, Espio looked at the blueprints and then used the hidden passage to get to
Bigger.
Is this through Vignan? Yes, this is through Vignan. And then it does that. So I have my thoughts about Vignan versus VTuber Plus. Vignan, I like the fact that you can do marginal edits of the shape key and that you can have them done via WebSockets. My current issue with WebSockets, however, and I feel like this might be just unique to Vignan, is if you start setting your shape keys via WebSocket messages, it disables hotkeys being able to do the same thing. So watch this. I am currently... Maybe you can hear this. I'm currently pressing on my Steam Deck the hotkey button I need to use. I'm currently pressing on the Stream Deck, the hotkey I normally use to do the Hyper Himbo stuff. It's not working. And the reason for that is because the shape keys via WebSockets set the, they're actually the ones that set the shape key value, and they override the hotkey. The hotkey is just VC face saying, oh, we're enabling this expression or something or rather. In my theory, Espio looked at the blueprints and then used the hidden passage to get to Sonic. Within Amy's guidelines, the murderer can kill a single participant however they choose. The logistics are still vague, but Grant and I have evidence on how Sonic was murdered. I'm unsure how much harm Espio caused Sonic, but Grant and I have evidence on how it was done. Oh, this is rich. Pray tell. If I murdered Sonic, how did I do it? With the blow dart. Okay, now to form my argument. Thinking time! It's okay, let me try again. Alright. Similar. You're having a similar. Oh, Jesus. Oh, is someone my biggest fan? And I effed up again. And pretend there's not a big-ass elephant in the room.
What the fuck is going on?
This is what the fuck is going on. It's my biggest fan, Hendrix! Ding!
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
I don't know if you guys will know this, but I probably put too much work into trying to get that redeem working, because a lot of it was done in DaVinci Resolve, just trying to do tracking. But, you know, I probably need to find a shorter one, and probably one that's more appropriate for my biggest fan or something, so it's not so long. But I like the work I did on it. Maybe I'll make that instead the like some other kind of redeem instead and make it a lot more expensive. And then the biggest fan one will be some other kind of video instead. But I don't know a lot of good green screen or alpha videos for like that would work well in terms of the realm of biggest fan. Okay, so Cesaro was using Vignan. Not the same issue, but similar in that you have to have Vignan be the currently open window for your camera change hotkeys to work, even running it as admin. Okay, so I've done something different for my one, Sashera. Do you have so the way I've got mine done actually is where's my stream deck? So the way I do my shape key changes and sorry, not the shape key changes. The way I'm doing my camera changes is the where is it? The way I'm doing my camera changes, let me just get the stream deck real quick. Is you can get a thingy-madiggy for the stream deck where you can send web requests. And the way it works is you do, hi there, Flu, the Kenku Bard. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing all right. Hang on a sec. I need to take a photo of something. Wrong shape key. Nope. There we go. I need to take a photo of something. So, just gonna private message Sashera. There you are. My method of changing cameras as I got a stream. Reliable. And so I use WebSockets, and the reason I use the WebSockets is because one of the advantages that I feel like WebSockets can provide for VTubers as opposed to hotkeys is if I'm playing a video game on the PC, I'm going to be using my control and my shift key a lot. So back in the day, if I was holding the shift key because I was, doing something with, I'm playing a video game and I'm holding shift to crouch, and because I have could I ask for a quick refund for the broke Hyper Himbo? Wait, did it? Oh, it did do, hang on a second. Yeah, let me refund you on that one. It's probably going to be, where is it? So, Shirt Begun is running. Hang on a second. Cues, action history, requeue. There we go. Alrighty then. And then, where is it? Extra Himbo, enable. So disable, enable again. All right, now it shouldn't happen for like 5 minutes. One of the advantages that I see in a program using WebSockets, which is what VTuber Plus and Vignon to some degree. So VTuber Plus, I feel like has handled the WebSocket implementation a little bit better than, because Vignon has like a weirder way of doing it for me to, because with VTuber Plus, I was able to just simply say sending messages, and VTuber Plus handles their own, sending messages back and such. But the way I do it, so with WebSockets, you're able to have commands sent. And within Vignon, you tell it, oh, if you receive a WebSocket message, hang on, if I go to node graph, and then I go to camera, I'm then able to, hang on, control thingies, and then, so because, if you use WebSockets, they're less likely to have, because if I'm holding like shift key and I do the cookie redeem, it shows the gun. Because F16 is the cookie, shift F16 is the gun. See? So, yeah. As I got to do much more reliable and less likely to have shift/control during gameplay affecting shortcuts. So yeah, so that's how I do it. It's not a perfect thing, I will tell you, because with VTuber Plus, the way they've implemented WebSockets is not only can you send a WebSocket message to the program and the program will say, oh yeah, we've received the message, doing this action now, because there's a certain way of following it. But VTuber Plus also runs their own WebSocket server. So you just need to have your streamer bot, sort of listen to the port, and it will hear messages coming from the same VTuber Plus program. It's not the same for Vignon. You have to tell StreamerBot that Vignon can receive messages, but then you also need to turn on the WebSocket server on the StreamerBot side, because Vignon won't send messages as themselves. They will instead want you to send messages. Hang on a sec. Let me see if I can find the. They want you to send a message to like a specific server. They don't want to send it as themselves, even though you really should be able to just go, 127.0.0.1, and then it just. But yeah, that's the current pet peeve I have with Vignon, is that it implements WebSocket messages, like the receiving part, really well, really easily. It doesn't make it an easy process for sending it. And one of the things I found is the whole death trigger thing. I might need to just look at the graphic note again at some point, but the death trigger I have, the way the health system is currently set up, the death trigger can probably hit off multiple times, unfortunately, because it's in the flow chart of, if I hit 0 or less because of an event, it will send the death note. But yeah. Sorry for the distraction on explaining, how I use Vignon for shit. There we go. Yeah! I have an idea. This blow dart was found here in the conductor's room. I believe Espio used this to knock Sonic unconscious. So you mean Sonic might just be knocked out? I'm unsure. He's more banged up than what a blow dart would do. According to Amy's rules, a blow dart counts as a kill for the murder mystery. My theory, therefore, is plausible. Plausible, you say? Then why are there so many holes in it? You deny the allegations? Of course I do. Let me present the first fatal flaw. If I knocked out Sonic in the conductor's car, then how was Sonic found in the dining car? Oh shoot, that's a good point. But Tails was onto something, I'm sure of it. I locked all the doors and Espio didn't have a key. He would have to take the hidden passage back. If he took the hidden passage back, he'd end up back in the library. Grant and I know another way it could have been done.
Bigger.
We do? What piece of evidence do we need to take a closer look at? The blueprints. I think it would be the blueprints. We're getting closer. All right, so we need to use the blueprints to help us out. Did it. First try. Thank yous for the help. Thank you so much for the tips. Not to worry, Sashera. All right, let's take a look. If Espio didn't take the secret passage to get to the dining car, then what route did he take to get Sonic there? There's a path above the conductor car, and it goes all the way to the dining car. Gas! Huh? I didn't even see that area. Is that some sort of long attic? According to these blueprints, there's a hidden path in the ceiling that leads straight to the dining car. Perhaps you can access it. Though the vent went over there. The vent, of course! That must be the entrance to the path. Allow me to check it out. My word! There's a path back there and a track. A track? A track for the robot arms, I think. That must be the path the arms take to move throughout the train. So you're saying I somehow fit with Sonic in that vent and took him to the dining car? Tails, you're a smart kid, so I know you realize we both couldn't fit up there. Espio's right. This is feeling flimsy, Tails. I need an answer. My name's getting dragged around here. How on earth would I get Sonic through that vent? The broken arm. Now to think about my argument. Thinking time. Damn it.
Bigger.
It's hard to get more rings. I didn't get enough rings. Let's try that again. I was hitting too many things on my way there, so... Already I dropped like... Still not enough. Third time's a charm. Here we go. Did it. Got up to 70. That's gonna be difficult. Yay, I got my idea. Everyone saw the broken robot arm on the ground, right? Clearly, a fight broke out here, and one of those arms was a casualty. But what if one of those arms actually caught Sonic? Knuckles said there's a track the robot arms use that continue throughout the vent. A robot arm could have grabbed Sonic, passed out from a blow dart, and carried him to the dining car. Could that be true? Take a look at Sonic. He's clearly banged up. Could the fight have been between Sonic and the robot arms? I can see that. Those arms do look powerful. Sonic doesn't fall easily, but if he's woozy from a blow dart, the arms could have gotten him. Interesting theory, Tails, but you have to admit these are a lot of coincidences. I might not be able to link everything directly to SBO yet, but I have found one inconsistency. What kind of inconsistency? Someone here received false information, and I believe that information came from SBO. Who received that information? I want to say not quite. Someone here received a hot scoop that turned out... Oh! Amy. Amy, you received a hot scoop, did you not? I think it's time you told us where that scoop came from. Tails, you're right. SBO lied to me. SBO told me Shadow was locking doors to trap Sonic. Hang on a second. I'm pretty sure the de-himboing should have ended or the extra himboing should have ended by now. Give me a minute. Where's my Vignon? There it is. Node. Defaults. Is it here? No, it's here. Send the signal for extra himbo. There we go. Yay. All right, now we're back. But we found out Shadow was trying to keep me from discovering my birthday surprise. That scoop came from you, SBO. Huh? No, of course not. Amy must have misheard me. Misheard you? Yes, I said Sonic's going to get trapped with all these locked doors. I was just looking out for my fellow passenger's safety. I didn't blame Shadow. I don't know, SBO. What? The evidence might not be airtight, but there's a lot being thrown at you that makes sense. I have to agree. You want us to believe you were lazily reading the whole time while you were stationed in a room with a hidden passage? And now you're lying to me on my birthday of all days. I believe the murderer used the train's controls to move Sonic from the conductor car to the dining car and lied to Amy, casting further blame on Shadow, for no further reason than to cause doubt and confusion. And when examining everyone's alibis, one clearly stands out as the weakest. I believe it's clear to everyone. that it could only have been one person. It was you, Espio! You were the one who murdered Sonic the Hedgehog. Please tell me I'm right. Please tell me I'm right. Sonic! He's not dead. He's just really tired. Sonic, you're okay. Sonic! And just as we solved the mystery, Espio was the murderer. Right. Espio jumped me in the conductor car. Dang it. You got me. A blow dart, though. Really? It's non-lethal poison. You'll just be sleepy for a while. Great. I could use a nap. No, wait. There's something important. Espio left me there. Something important? I need everyone to listen. The train's a bad nick. Huh? Sonic, are you feeling all right? Do you need to lie back down? No! We all need to get off this train. We're not safe. What? When I arrived at the conductor car, the conductor was already here. He was so excited to tell me all about the features of the train, but what he was telling me, I had a bad feeling. I asked to see the power source. The conductor hadn't seen it. When we took a look, we realized the train's powered by a flicky. A flicky? Okay. Is that a flicky? Hand, come on. Is that a yes, it's a flicky. Cool. I need to, do it. There only one person twisted enough to use a flicky as a power source. Dr. Eggman. I told the conductor the train needed to be destroyed. He refused. The way the conductor was describing it, it's more than a simple badnik. It's the conductor's friend. The train is his co-conductor. You're not serious? They, certainly didn't tell me that in the interview. Right as we saw that flicky, I felt a sting in my shoulder. It was the blow dart from Espio. Espio left. The lights in the room started to glow red. And these are the thingamajiggies. Oh, they have bow ties on them. Hey, stop. What are you doing? I knew something was wrong and stood up. The arms came for me next. I spin dashed right through the robot arms, sliced it off the rails it was on. Wow. I'm amazed he was able to do that and be poisoned. But another robot arm managed to grab me and pin me to the floor. Yeah. The conductor screamed as the arms approached him, but I was hit quite a bit before it all got to me. Oh no. Everyone, I have something to admit.
Bigger.
I murdered Sonic the Hedgehog. Bigger. Yeah, we already knew that.
Bigger.
The situation has gotten so serious. Why would you not just tell us? I thought that's how these murder games worked. You shoot someone with a blow dart, they die. Are you crazy? It's a make-believe game. No one should get hit with a blow dart. I was just following the rules. Use this blow dart on Sonic stationed in the conductor car. It is laced with a non-lethal sleeping agent. Thank you again for choosing the Mirage Express staff. What is that? It says, use the... Yeah, we already read it. Thank you again. Yep. What is this? Instructions? I was given the blow dart along with that card. It's signed staff. Who gave this to you? Come to think of it, one of the robotic arms handed it to me. Weapons shouldn't be allowed on the train. What is the larger picture here? Who instructed those arms to attack? Who or what? Grant, who do you think attacked Sonic and handed Espio the blow dart? The train itself. I believe something's been orchestrating things behind the scenes. Something wanted Sonic out of the picture and for a good while, so think. The train itself is plotting something. First we learned the train's a badnik, and now it's out to get us. Once again, you keep saying the most ridiculous nonsense. You're seriously convinced the train has it out to get us. I don't know what the train's full intent is, but clearly it's been tampering in our murder mystery game. Train? Come out and show yourself! Hey, Amy, it's my birthday, and I don't need you messing with it! Amy hits the wall with her hammer. I'm with you, Amy. The train's gonna have it. That's gonna be another way to get the train's attention. What was that? Oh, look. Hey, it makes a face! It makes a face! What did you do? Is that The conductor? Here, I can get him down. Don't touch him. Huh? Huh? Is it the train talking? Of course I can talk. You fools were too distracted playing your little game to figure it out. You were right, weren't we? What are you plotting? I'm taking all of you to Eggman's base, where you will rot. Dazarus? Hi, Dazarus. Welcome. This is the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, because when we first played the game, Sonic was dead. But turns out it was just a murder mystery game, so he wasn't actually dead. And we were trying to solve the mystery as we were a newly hired microwave expert, and everyone had their own different roles to play. How's it going? I honestly thought you would have played this game. What were you doing, Dazarus? What game were you playing if it wasn't Sonic the Hedgehog? Power Wash Simulator. Okay, fair enough. Eggman. After I deliver your annoying party rights to this egg fortress, annoying, the conductor and I will be free to laugh and play games, ride the open rails like we always planned. What are you... Enough! The train's picking up speed. Everyone grab on to something. Which one of these buttons turns the train off? Whoa. Sonic! Stay put until we arrive. Goodbye. Ah! Whoa. No, no. I can't take my footing. Ah! And we all crash. Again. Wait, Saturday is one of your days off of the week? I thought you... Wait, do you stream Sunday to Thursday, or is it Monday through Friday? A bunch of evidence has fallen out of my pockets. My head. Tails. Amy. Hello? No need to yell, buddy. Sonic! I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Hanging in there. It seemed the trains threw us back into the dining car. Where's everyone else? A great question. But for now, are you alright? He's asking about me. I feel terrible. Yeah, things aren't looking the brightest. But when the situation's dark, it's up to us to shine the way forward. Sonic's just as cool as everyone says. Let's get our bearings and take a look around. Good idea. Lead the way. Alright, What's wrong? The windows are all covered up now. I never got to look at the pretty views. Amy was saying the train sites couldn't be beat. I was so excited. After all we've been through, I'm sure the train company will offer you some kind of coupon for another visit. That would be great, as I still don't know where my wallet is. Hey, one of those robot arms are here too. Hey, it swiped at me. Best to leave it alone. The train's definitely mad at us. Sonic was not dead. No, amazingly enough, he wasn't, Wild Saber. The yellow light is chilling. I missed when it was just showing us the weather. Well, that's better than the yellow glow, I guess. Hello? Hello? Anyone there? Why is no one responding to me? I missed the yellow glow already. You got some nerve showing up here, Eggman. Ho ho ho! Spiky blue pest. Seems you've finally taken passage on one of my passenger trains. You created this train? Who the heck are you? Don't talk to me! How the executive talks to their employers. Who the heck are you? Don't talk to me. Ignoring that, they certainly didn't talk about you in my interview. My involvement isn't well known, civilian. The infrastructure in your town just wasn't cutting it. If I were to build the Eggman land, these problems would need sorting out. So, I courageously got involved. I converted some cargo trains into passenger trains for the sake of the public. It's just more useful for future schemes. Let me guess. Another death egg, Dr. Predictable. The people fear giant spheres. It's science. That is true. Have you ever looked at the sun? It's spooky. Don't ever look directly at the sun. It's very scary. People are afraid to look at the sun. It's a giant sphere. We're terrified of it. Let's cut to the chase. Where are our friends? Judging by my security cameras, your pathetic friends are all locked in the cars they were stationed in. Seems you've managed to make the train quite upset. Did you know this was happening? Heavens, no. I'm only now getting caught up. I'm far too busy to notice what a passenger train is up to. You see, the capability of a badnik is normally very basic. Just kill Sonic the Hedgehog. But for a luxury train, I wanted to be sure things ran without my supervision, and report to me if any of you happened aboard. This train's capability of intellectual thought is extraordinary, a feat only accomplished by my genius. Hi, Phantom. Welcome to the stream. So this confirms it.
Bigger.
The train really is sentient. Suffice it to say, your capture is inevitable. You're on a train that desires nothing more than to deliver you all to me. See, I got to thinking, I needed to manufacture motivation beyond programming. I like to make my badniks complete against one another from time to time. It's good for productivity. So I instituted a bounty upon my army of badniks. First to capture you pathetic creatures gets a generous reward. The train wants to deliver us to Eggman for a reward? Most of my robots ask for something simple, like my autograph or whatever, but a highly intelligent train, it may ask for something more interesting. As much as I like reward programs, are you done blabbering, Doc? You can never just win silently, can you? When you're dragged to my base, you'll regret the day you ever crossed me, Hedgehog. I already do. Get lost. Ciao. He always knows how to get under my skin. This is tough. The train has the motivation, and being made by Eggman is no doubt powerful. Not to mention, we're all separated. What am I supposed to think? The train purposely had Sonic knocked out so it could deliver us to Eggman. This whole time, we were all in danger, and I went along with it. Sonic was really hurt. The conductor's been captured. Should I have been more assertive earlier? Z is on? Oh, he is? Is he playing... Hang on a second. Where is he? What is he doing? Excuse me, nose. Nothing on my PC is loading properly, annoyingly enough. Do I need to, like, force close? Yeah, I might need to. Hang on. Exit out of Chrome. Everything will, like, you know, shut down for a little bit. Everything on my side should be paused download-wise, which it is. Good for me. And now I can open up Chrome again and see how this works. He's doing art? He's not doing the fucking Eggman... He's not... He's only doing art? Lol. Give me a second. I'm just... I have like a subscribe thingy-majiggy with Scribbly.
Bigger. Bigger. Bigger.
He's canonically dead. I love how he just
Bigger.
says he's canonically dead. He doesn't question it.
Bigger. Bigger. Bigger.
Ugh.
Bigger. Bigger. Bigger.
All right, I'm gonna get back to my game.
Bigger.
You posted your OC in the Discord?
Bigger.
Excellent.
Bigger.
Hopefully it's in the correct channel. Yes, it is in the correct channel. Excellent. I didn't try hard enough. I couldn't keep anyone safe. Hey, I can tell the situation's getting to you. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I get it. The road's getting tough. It's easy to question the decisions that you got here. But when negative thoughts hit you, let it pass and keep living. I need you here, helping me think through this before I do something rash. See, I'm one of those leap before you think kind of guys. Okay, you're right. Let's keep moving forward and make things right. Breathe. Okay, we gotta get to the conductor's car before the train arrives at Eggman's base. The doors have been heavily fortified. How do we get through? Believe in yourself. No matter what the obstacle is, I know you'll figure it out. The entire day, Tails and I have been asking ourselves, what would Sonic do? So what would you do? What would I do? Well, I'd speed through head on and rescue our friends by any means necessary. Here, stand back. Oh, it does the noise! And he breaks through the door. Wow, one big wind up and Sonic's spin dash was fast enough to get the door open. Now that the road's clear, nothing can stop us. Better hold on to your pants. I think we'll be getting another break after this. Ready to go? Let's do this! We're going! You're gonna drink some Mike's Hard Lemonade? Some what lemonade? The conductor car to end this mystery. I'm drinking Coke and some water. Alright, our friends are locked in the cars up ahead. In my last adventure, maxing out my ring count gave me an extra boost of speed. If I can grab enough rings, I should be fast enough to burst through the next door too. Ready? Let's do this! Oh my god, and it's Sonic with the hat this time. Oh my god, this is so much harder than normal. Not enough rings. Let's try this again. We can do this. Dun, 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 Yeah, we did it. Oh, Mike's Hard Lemonade is an alcoholic beverage. Knuckles, just wait till I see Eggman. I'm gonna clobber him. We gotta deal with the train first. Come on, let's go. Another 5 rings to go. I didn't get any of the thingy-madiggies. Let's try this again. I wonder if they set it up so that I had to do these things like more than once. Oh. Completely missed that jump. For some reason, I thought I was going to do it automagically. There we go. There's our thingy-madiggy. There we go. There's another. Yeah, we did it. Broke through that. We got Espio and Vector with us. You all came for us. Of course. Let's move. The train wants to take us prisoner and earn a reward. My reward is to get off this stupid train. Let's go. Ow, I didn't do that precisionally enough. There we go. Damn it, missed the rings. Automagically. Auto-magically. That's my go-to word for trying to explain, like, you know, automatic stuff without the science behind why it's automatic. And then... There we go. And then down the middle again. That gets us our 60. We get up to 77. I think we need to get to 77 at the end. Sonic! It's about time. I thought you were supposed to be fast, Sonic. We gotta move. You two ready? Always. Let's boogie. Boogie time. Dun, dun, Oh, Jesus. I can barely watch. Oh, I feel like it's going to... I was looking at the checkered marks too long, and my eyes were starting to get, like, all wonky. Shadow. They locked Amy and Tails in the conductor's car. Say no more. Let's go. Oh my god, do not look at the checkered pattern when running. It is not gonna do well on your eyes. Oh, I only needed 55 coins to get to the next bit. I thought I needed more. How do I haven't looked at your persona yet, Phantom. I've been a little bit busy right now, I'm sorry to say. Sonic, you're here! This is no way to treat the birthday girl. You're right. I'm ready to stop this train. Time to finish this. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Excellent work trapping these pests. Now, hurry to me. I must properly dispose of them to begin my plans for Eggman Land, and probably another death egg. Don't turn us into robots. Ho, 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 ho. Haven't done that in a while. Maybe I'll turn you all into robots to give Sag some new toys to play with. Shut it, Eggman. Don't disappoint me, train. Hurry it up. I will not fail you. My wish will be granted. Your wish? Oh, you mean the bounty. I don't care what you call it. Just bring me those overgrown mammals. Dr. Eggman. I must get my wish. Huh? I will not fail. This is everyone. Get ready. We're taking this thing down. Hi there, Pokemon Lucario. Welcome to the stream. I think you followed me like a while ago in the past, but you didn't say anything. Oh, Jesus.
Percent user percent wants you to stretch. Remember to stretch.
Why is it saying percent user percent? It should be saying the user's name. Also, I can't exactly pause right now. I'm gonna be real with you. Oh, wait. Can I? Yes, I can. Awesome. I can actually. All right. Stretching time. Big stretch. Big stretch for the big boy. Big stretch for the big boy.
Hendrix92 thinks you should do 20 squats.
Are you kidding me? Nick Wide. Wait. I didn't ban you, did I? Hang on. Community. Follow list. Doesn't say anything there. Bonk. Nick _ Wade. No, it doesn't say anything. All right. You had to go get a new account. Ah, okay. Okay. All right. 20 more squats. Big stretch. Big stretch for the big boy. Big stretch for the big boy. Here we go. Here we go. One, 2, 3. It's a little annoying that the sound is...
The _ phantom _ master 117 paid me to say 25 more squats.
No. 3. Wait. I lost count. I'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Thank you for the 20 squats. I greatly appreciate it. None of you could possibly understand. We promised to be together our whole lives. How could he just leave it like it was nothing? Stop titty bouncing. There we go. Cookie for Pokemon Lucario, who was previously Nick. What do you mean? The conductor? He's retiring. You just have to accept that. My wish will keep us together forever. That's what being friends is all about. You can't force someone to be friends with you. That's messed up. Shut up. Just shut up. Oh my god, Yay, I got the... Eggman! Can you hear me? My wish! Make the conductor never leave me! Let us be friends forever! The kind of friends who would never leave each other! Why would he betray me?
Phantom Master 117 paid me to say at the Phantom Master 117 paid me to say at the Phantom Master 117 paid me to say at the Phantom Master 117 paid me to say at the Phantom Master 117 paid me to say GrantZeebs is a cute himbo boy.
I need to have a shortcut at the ready, so that the next time there's like, you know, really long TTSs like those ones where it's like, I see what you're doing. I see the trolling that's happening here. I'm able to just be like, bam, cancels it, or, you know, it stops it and then re-enables TTS, so then that way it's available for the next person. I need to figure out how to do that. I'll figure that out another time. You promised me! You promised! Let him speak! Unhand him! Train! Stop this! When I told you we'd be with each other forever, I was a much younger man. I'm just old. I'm tired. Excuses! How dare you abandon me! I will be lonely! So lonely! Why must you insist loneliness upon me? No! Stop! What are you doing to me? Please! Don't make me do this! We have to rescue the conductor if we ever want to save this train. Or stop this train, I should say. Dun, 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 dun. What in the world is going on? I don't like that the train is like oh, the train's shooting at me this time. Oh my god. Not enough coins. You had to joke and you just subscribed? Not to worry. I don't know how I'm gonna suplex a train. I'm gonna be real with you, Sashera. That sounds like some crazy nonsense. Man, I lost too many. I've already lost two rings. Yeah. That was even worse than last time, because I was trying to get all the thingamadiggies. Here we go. Sippies. That's probably a good idea. Thank you for the sippies. Alright, let's try this. And I fail already. Sorry, clearing my throat. There we go. Hey, I remember where the thingy was.
Bigger.
Another great time to make me bigger. And I'm already like dropping thingy-majiggies. Yeah. If I didn't get hit like 1 or 2 of those times, I would be okay. Also, you guys are making me really big. What in the world is going on? At least I get to go again. Alright, here we go. Excuse me. The required amount this time around. Did it! You gotta go now. Talk to you later. Not to worry, Phantom. Thank you for jumping in. Yeah, we knocked them. Hey, there's the little Tweety bird. A Flicky! This is just like the lore card when my ex-best friend left detective work to join Dr. Eggman. So this is really a bad nick. The stakes rise every second, huh? We gotta save him! On it. Let's show our full power. Oh my goodness. How am I? Oh Jesus. Oh, so those like thingy-majiggies can actually stop. Oh, damn it. I wasn't at the limit I needed, but we'll try again. So on the right side, if there's a bounce thingy-majiggy, I gotta take it. Because that will have like a bounce thingy-majiggy for me. Oh. Never mind. I didn't do the bounce correctly. There we go. Bounce. Got it. Forgot to bounce. That is going to be a regular line, isn't it? Forgot to bounce. Yeah, I wasn't at the limit I needed. BRB, gotta wash these hands. Not to worry. Did that without falling, which is good. There we go. Yay! And spin and dash. Just be delivered to Eggman already. What about my happiness? Your happiness comes at the expense of others. Last I checked, that's called being selfish. Me? Selfish? How dare you? Oh, now I have to get up to 100? Oh, I need 2 more. There we go. Did it. I was really worried I wasn't gonna get those. Bam. No! 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 I'll grab the Flicky. Catches him. It's over! Time to pay for ruining my birthday! And also, you know, endangering small animals and kidnapping people, but yeah, sure. Oh, it makes a cool love heart. That's a very misplaced love heart, but sure, yes, the train ruined your birthday. Aw, that's awesome. This is cool. I like this. Nice work. Look at her! Buh. Hang on a second, I'm gonna take a screenshot out of that before I forget. Catches her. The train is slowing down. Great hit, Amy. It was pretty great, wasn't it? That's what you get when you mess with my special day. I just couldn't bear to see you go. I'm sorry for the trouble. I think our work here is done. Now let's get off this thing. Thank you. Goodbye, my friend. I may be leaving the rails, but I'll assure you, I'll never forget our time together. Even after all the therapy lessons of you kidnapping me. Did I get stung by bees? No, people just keep making me extra bigger. Hang on, let me see what this does.
Bigger.
There we go, now I get deflated. We did it! Well, I'll say I've never been on a train like that before. The universe has a unique way of doing things. Watch your step. Watch your step. It's over. The mystery of Sonic the Hedgehog's murder is finally over. Maybe next birthday we can just ask Vanilla to make dinner. Oh, you never loved parties where by the end someone tries to kill you. I think I'm actually gonna miss this group on hinged ways of thinking. Honey, you're late! I've been waiting here for hours! You'd honestly never believe what happened. So I won't even try. I'm just glad you're here. Quick, we gotta leave for Spagonia in the morning and you need to be back. Okay, I need to remember the name Spagonia. Spagonia. I'll pack faster than the wind. I need this vacation something terrible. And I need you home. Happy first day of retirement, dear. Seems the conductor is more than ready to begin his retirement after this ordeal. I'm happy for them both. Oh, who's this? Oh, an old friend, I think. Well, they're a cutie, and that's for sure. Cheep, cheep, cheep. Cheep, cheep. Seems that Flicky found a friend. Great job saving that little guy, Espio. It was the least I could do. Sonic, everyone, I sincerely apologize for the trouble I caused. Don't be. You were just following what you thought was the game. It's hard to know what I would have done in the same situation. I wouldn't have hit someone with a blow dart. Seriously, a dart? It would have been hard to get close to you otherwise, Mr. Speed of Sound. Regardless, I'm sorry. We're cool, and now that we've all safe, it was fun. This group has a wild idea of fun. Boy, I am starving. I forgot we never ate. With all the clatter, I completely forgot I was hungry. Me too. I was distracted playing detective. If only you could have seen me, Sonic. I was finding clues, presenting evidence, poking holes in alibis. Sonic? Where'd he go? Everyone, guess what? The station has a bakery, and look what I brought. A birthday cake! Happy birthday, Amy. To the confident, unshakable, and radiant Amy Rose. To an adventure of a birthday, darling. A memorable party every year. To a fun birthday. A ride from start to finish. May our friendship grow stronger each celebration. I admire your tenacity. May you never lose your veracity. Happy birthday to Amy, and her sparking personality. Happy birthday! I'm not smart enough to know if personacity is a word. We love you, Amy. Happy birthday. We almost got murdered by a lonely train, but I wouldn't trade these adventures for anything. Never in a million years. You guys won't even leave me, right? Wouldn't dream of it. Now, let's have some cake. Yes, please. Dig in, everyone. Yay! I hope it's chocolate. Let's go, Dad. That train's never making it here, is it? Orbot, prepare a bath. The happy rubber ducky or the angry one? Angry! Sour choice, your evilness. Shut it! And that's my story of when I met Sonic and his friends. Entangled in their lives for a fleeting moment, and then back to things as they were. Cities realized Segman was running the train system and fought back to seize control. Everything's squeaky clean now. As for me, I quit my job. Won millions in the lottery. I now run a local supermarket. I won millions, and then I ran a supermarket. We did it! The murder of Sonic the Hedgehog has been solved! Alright, fine. Sippies. More sippies. Cookie for bestest boy! I will need to refill that bottle at some point. Greg Batha. Nice work, Greg. Ian for the writing. Ellen Aslop for the art. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Ellen Aslop. No, Alsop. I think it's Alsop. Katie, Ian, Michael, Ellen, Greg, Justin. Character artist is Minho Kim. Eric Omega, Matthew Thebes, Eric Omega, Matthew Thebes, Ian, Ellen, Zach, Greg, Michael, Katie, Justin. Alright. You didn't see shit, but great job nonetheless. Thank you so much. I'm going to be streaming, I was supposed to stream, again this evening. I might, I gotta have a think about this. Because I want to get up and stretch. And I kind of want to raid into I want to have us raid into Scribbly or something like that. So then that way I can use that time. And then for the next hour, so the next hour and a half, I didn't have anything planned until the Final Fantasy stream. I'm thinking what I should do is end the stream, because I don't want to I don't want to fuck up the timing of the stream. So some people might because some people might only expect me at 6:30, at 6 o'clock, and I don't want to continue streaming for the hour and a half, feel absolutely dead tired or something like that before we even get to the normal ending time of 9 p.m. So I think what we'll do is we'll raid into Scribbly, but I will be back on again in an hour and a half, or 6 p.m. for when we go and play the Final Fantasy stuff. I kind of wish I started playing this sooner, I will be real with you, rather than 1 p.m. or something like that. But I enjoyed this game. I thought it was really cool. And while I was playing this, I did have a donation thing running. I will continue the donation thing this evening as well, because it is Trans Awareness Day. And I currently have, I have a donation thingy-majiggy going off right now. Hang on a second. April Fools observed. So I will have the donation thingy-majiggy running off as well tonight as well, rather than subscriptions. But yeah. I'll probably talk more about all this kind of nonsense. Also, why is the music not playing? There we go. It's just really soft, apparently. All right, so let me just get the raid organized for Scribbly Noodle. Speaking from Spagonia, we've solved Sonic's murder. So that is going to be our raid message as we go and raid into Scribbly Noodle, aka Z. Scribbly Noodle. I'll be back on again in Speaking from Spagonia. That's the raid message. So I'll get the raid ready shortly. I will be back on again in an hour and a half. I'm just gonna take a little break, you know, bathroom, stretch, refill the water, and fix up the Discord bot and such like that. I will be back on in an hour and a half, but otherwise, I want to say a quick thank you everyone who came along. You'll have Scribbly Noodle to keep you company and what have you, and I should hopefully be back on for Final Fantasy XIV. If you're not interested in that, that's okay. I'll probably figure out Sunday morning what I'm going to be going into next, as I normally go through franchises. If you want to keep up on you know, any suggestions, people's personas or anything like that, I have a persona, a Twitter, links are down below. But otherwise, I will see you all next time. See you in a bit. Bye for now.